What's up, bitches? Big Gamer Small Talk live. Next gen, I don't know, his throat's messed up or something, sucking too much dick, so I'm doing the intro. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Thanks for joining us. First of all, the time change kind of sucks, so we're doing a little bit early. I don't know. Try to compensate. Hopefully, you guys can get in your Division gaming and your Walking Dead or whatever it may be. I know a lot of people are like, finish up before 9 so we can watch The Walking Dead. And
I've never watched that show ever.
you know, I haven't seen it in a while, but you know, it was okay back in the day.
I can see that you're getting into it. Z, you're into the whole UFO thing. What the hell is the difference between a
The
UFO
black guy. I'm weird enough. The only black guy on the panel. That shit funny to me. But no, I heard it was a good show though. Have you guys ever watched Breaking Bad? Is it as good as Breaking Bad?
I like it better than Breaking. I thought Breaking Bad was very good, but I just
Breaking Bad's the shit. My God.
It was good. I like this because what happens is not to take this off gaming, but the 1 minute segment, because there are a lot of people who like our show also like The Walking Dead. Walking Dead starts off where it's the whole zombie apocalypse thing. But as you continue through, especially where we are into this season now, it's really the human versus human element and how people actually start to act after it's martial law, and there's really no laws except for the ones that you write every single day with the community you live with. That's how the story progresses. By the time you get to season 6 or 7, zombies walking around are just kind of like, background music. It's really not about them so much as it is about
the cast. What's going on internally.
Yeah, and how people versus, all of a sudden you run up again. Let's say it was the 4 of us, right? We've been going together, lasting, surviving, making it through all kinds of crazy shit for 3 or 4 years together. All of a sudden, 4 dudes that may be good, maybe not, just creep up on us. What do? Do you pull the trigger, fire on them, or do you welcome them in and hope they don't kill you?
So you're saying it's like the Dark Zone?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Crap would shoot everyone. He would just shoot everyone.
No, you know what I'm doing? I sit there and tell my team, I'm like, no fire. Hold your fire. People are so fucking testy in the Dark Zone. Like,
I haven't tried to do that Dark Zone out yet.
I heard somebody tried to contact me, said they got banned because there was something that happened during the Dark Zone, and he was like,
"Can you explain the Dark Zone for those that don't make
Okay, well, Dark Zone is you can do PvP there, which means player versus player. And what happens is, you go into this place, and you can still do missions and events and stuff there, right? And that's where all the high-end equipment is, right? But it's like a contaminated zone. So when you go in there and you do the missions, and then you get the drops, and then you pick up gear and stuff, you can't just take it out of the Dark Zone. You have to go to an extraction point. You call in a helicopter. And what that does, it alerts every motherfucker, like other players and stuff, that you're waiting for a helicopter, which means you got shit. And then they come rolling in there, try to maybe like kill you to steal your shit. They can kill you and steal whatever you have. If you die too much in a Dark Zone, you lose your levels. You certainly lose your gear. It's not a good thing. It's like there's very few. You can't can't teleport out or fast travel out of the Dark Zone either.
So the Dark Zone, basically, you're fighting against the bad guys or the black guys that shoot sideways, and if they change those character models, my God. Yo, who the fuck is that? Yo, get the fuck. Like, my man with the baseball bat that rushes you.
Yeah, they really ramp it up. When you start playing this game, and I played a level 26 mission, it gets crazy.
I have a few friends there, because I finally got out of the, I guess out of Brooklyn. I did the free station, whatever. You had to go to another part of the city, and other people it opens up the multiplayer map more. Other people can join your map, and I had a level 30 that was running with me. The enemies, I was like, my God, they were intense. I was getting fucking slaughtered.
Yeah, that's the thing, Z. When if you're a low level and you go with someone, you pair up with someone that's like a level 30, for example, that's not fair to you, because what's going to end up happening is you'll shoot to the cows come home, you won't kill, because it'll find a happy medium, but it's not happy enough. The enemies are probably 18, 19, 20. That's not good enough if you're only level 4, 5, 6, 7. So you want to really pair up with more within a 4-point differential.
Well, the thing with the Dark Zone is, you really shouldn't go in there till you're level 15. Anyway, and besides that, like, you're not going to get tore up by people that are like level 30 because the level caps, you won't see other people in there unless they're within a 4 range. So if you're level 15, you'll only see all up to level 19.
Right.
That's basically how it works. So it works out that cool. And the thing is, you can turn rogue if you kill somebody or they kill you, then they're gonna have a skull on their head for a certain amount of time, and then they're most wanted or whatever, and then people will try to like track them down. But like today, I had an encounter when I was on there, and this dude I wasn't sure of his intentions. He's like, we're pointing guns at each other, and the next thing you know, it's just like, then he starts doing like the salute and the clap and stuff, and you're like, all right, this dude's okay, you know what I mean? Like, but it gets really fucking tense, and so I think that's something to the credit that this game does that not a lot of games do.
So basically, what you're saying is shit on Destiny.
Oh, dude, you know, people compare it to Destiny, but they're totally different games. Like, but, honestly.
I mean, I guess
what also happens is that you can go rogue. Explain that crap, how the whole situation with the
that's
rogue.
Where that has to do with the Dark Zone, too. That's like I said, like say you go in there with your team, and then there's another team in there, and they open fire on you. That's going rogue, like that, because they're good guys, too, technically. And so they're going to kill you or try to kill you and take your shit, and that's going rogue.
So you could be a high level, Zaire, and somebody could be like the same level, and they could totally kill you, take all your stuff, and then you got to start.
Your gear? I mean, wait.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of social, like a lot of this thing. Things go down at the Dark Zone that some people get pissed off at. It's crazy. I mean, I went.
So once you die, it's the one loot your body and your shit is gone. Period.
Yeah, pretty much. I think so.
Well, you don't lose everything that you have, right? You lose what you've acquired.
You lose what you lose what you've acquired.
Crazy shit in there.
Oh. Yeah, but you get the best stuff in there is the thing.
Right. So are you able to take the stuff out of the Dark Zone back to the game?
You can, but you have to extract it through the helicopter. That's like and you have to wait like a couple minutes for the helicopter to come in and load up your shit in there.
Yeah. So what's your so boom, I do a mission. We do a mission, right? We go get some morphine, right? Boom, we do a mission, right? Boom, get some oxys, we get some morphine, some dilaudid. Going back to the fucking we call the helicopter. So as we're waiting for the helicopter, this how
everybody else is alerted to that, so they can
want to kill us to take our gear and hop on a helicopter.
Well, you don't actually get in a helicopter. You just load the gear up there, and then your gear will end up back at the home base that you can go into. But that's where that's where all the best gear is. And the thing is, the NPCs are so high level there that when you go there, if a low level, you will get fucked up. So it's like you have to go in there and like stick to the alleyways and behind trash cans. It's like you run a lot of times. And the AI will chase your ass for 2 blocks. You know what I mean? Like it's like I've never seen anything like it. Like the game is fantastic.
Yeah.
And
the thing about it that I was playing last night with a couple buddies, and I'll be honest with you, this is what makes the Division stand out. We were playing a main mission. I can't remember if it was the tech or I think it was security, and literally there was a part with like a lot of like very very relative to New York City too, where they have the scaffolding. So there's like this huge scaffolding area on like a construction site off to the side, and like all the enemies are down on the first floor. There's a couple snipers. I decide to run around while 2 or 3 other guys are just like taking the ground war serious. I run up along the side, go up 2 tiers, and start flanking the enemies from behind with a turret, grenades, and popping them in the head with my sniper. The best part about this is that I was saying this. I'm like, someone was like, this game's amazing. I'm like, here's the best part. I'm like, if we ever go to play this mission again, which we probably will, I'm like, I'll never play it this way again. I ran up this crazy, like, right-wing side over here, like, crazy going up the scaffold. I'll never do that again. Like, you could play these boards over and over. Like, that's what's different. Destiny I've played. Destiny, I did the dailies. You jump over, you run really quick when you launch onto the planet. You run as fast as you can, or get on your scooter and you just go as fast as you can. You blow past enemies. You go left here, right there, left, right, straight. Finish the thing. You get the whatever. You get the XP. Here it's different. You have to beat the AI. They make you. The game tells you what to do, which I like. Not like I couldn't stand that when I played with a lot of the veterans in Destiny. They're like, no, Mooch, you don't need to even fight them. Just jump over them. I'm like, why would I want to play this game and keep jumping over the enemies? Isn't the whole goal to fight them? And they're like, you don't need the XP. The point I'm trying to make here is that every time you play these different scenarios, I think it'll be less tiresome because it's not the same thing. The fights will feel different, and there's different avenues and different approaches to each fight, which is kind of cool.
So basically, what you guys are saying that Ubisoft has they hit gold. They got a new hit.
This is their biggest selling game at launch ever.
Yeah. Right now, it stands to look really good, Zaire. I mean, until the raids come out, until the dailies start to.
Could you imagine though if Microsoft could have locked it down as an exclusive? And the hype that this game has, is the game to you guys living up to the hype?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Yeah, I will say, I will give credit where credit is due. I got, I played, what was it? What you call it? It was Alpha, or whatever the fuck you call them, the Alpha pre-betas. And someone gave me a code. I'm just being like, someone gave me something. I'm not gonna say, hey, what's up, you buddy? Not to be fucking mean. If I usually don't do betas, because if I play the beta, I don't like the game. I'm not gonna buy the game.
Yeah.
And I couldn't fucking stand it. The game looked like shit. It played
It was
like
boring.
shit.
Yeah.
Very boring. And like I said, when I booted up the game, because I didn't take, I didn't partake in the recent beta. I didn't do it. I didn't think I was gonna like the game. I was getting the game because you guys were gonna get it. We could all play together. Make a long story short, so I booted the game up, and I was with Mooch and his pal. I'm like, God damn, this game is fucking gorgeous. Like they really,
Not only that, it got a rare upgrade from beta to launch. Like, and I usually can't tell shit like that, but it definitely looks better now than the beta that just was out a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago. And I think that they've done a really good job with it. I like the story grabs you right away. At least it did me. Like, it has to have that strong story element. And then not only that, but to me, this game is fun with friends. And then the Dark Zone I actually got one of my friends to get it just based on Dark Zone. I'm like, dude, we're going to go into the Dark Zone and we're going to fuck up some noobs. And then he's like, yeah, and he went out and got it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. Like, some people just like doing that PvP shit, and they dig it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. Like, it might not be my favorite thing because it's fucking tense, and I just prefer, like, the story aspects and stuff like that. But to a lot of people, going into the Dark Zone and just getting that high-end gear and, like, surviving, people like that stuff. You get overmatched and you're running down the street or dipping in an alley or trying to find a safe house. I mean, it's like, it's very tense and it's very, it's very good. And it's just so much better than Destiny. And, like, it's an unfair comparison because Destiny had like no story at launch. Like I played it, it was terrible at launch. It got better, and I might go back to it when I'm done with the Division. Yeah. So, but overall, man, just the Division is just blowing away my This is what you want, man. It's got dynamic weather, day and night. There's like snowstorms. It's got a real location in New York. It's so detailed. I mean, the garbage bags look like shiny garbage bags. There's, smoke plumes, and it's like it's fucking fantastic. Like I don't understand how anybody could not like this game. There's a couple bugs here and there, but for the most part, damn man, this game is just so amazing.
Yeah, I think it's a big game. So like it's an endeavor. Like if you take this game on, you're gonna be putting in like 4 o'clock nights every night, and for me it's tough because I've been on it till 3, and then the fucking
the
clock
change.
moving up is totally fucked me up. This game is like an undertaking. You have to play a lot of it. Like I'm in love with it, but it's just there's so much to it that that I know that's coming ahead. Like I said, I played there was a level 30 or 2, and I was just like, screw it, we'll run it. And the mission, when I say like the people coming out and how like it was intense and things blowing up, it was just you throw a grenade and the tires pop and the cars start whistling.
Yes, I like that.
The game is well done. The graphical engine is unbelievable. And
was it Snowdrop they're using?
Yeah, Snowdrop. It did a really good job here. I think it's high rated by me too.
Yeah, and I also say Microsoft could have probably even capped because they have the marketing deal. They should have came up with a Division themed console or something. Like God, this game is really really big though. Like,
They're not about those themed consoles, bro.
No, here's the deal. You're not going to see a theme console till the Slim comes out. That's just the way it's.
And you know what? Yeah, I mean, you think we're gonna get a Slim?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We've been talking about this. Like, I mean, I don't know. You think? I don't know. I might just minute you guys have an Xbox One. Would you rebuy it? For the Slim?
Off the bat, I'd say no. I mean, unless it has something, and we know it's not going to be any kind of I think any kind of hardware upgrade that was discussed in the past couple of weeks, we realize will probably be for next generation. So, with that being said, unless there's something on it, like I think the one thing that may come on the Slim is the ability to stream 4K. Maybe that'll be on there, like your Netflix and your media.
For Netflix.
For me, that's no big deal. I don't care. I have Netflix and I watch very little of it. I'll probably watch a little bit of Daredevil when that starts up again, but I really don't care for Netflix that much. I usually get it just for the kids or whatever. But like, my point being is just I can't really see it unless they like throw a tremendous amount of hard drive space in there too. I don't know why somebody would want to upgrade unless you're just jonesing for those couple of extra inches you'll get on both sides. I don't know.
Well, I think as far as gamers, nerds, we buy it. When we get these collectibles, just to look at our shit.
Right.
None of us have any company. This shit is just for our own.
I'll be honest with you, and you know what? I've been, look, sales prove you wrong. Numbers don't lie, right? We say that all the time on the show. But to be honest with you, I'm just one of those people that, I have an entertainment center upstairs. I have an entertainment center downstairs. And whether you have one or you don't think so, no. Listen, every person who's got a YouTube channel that's done to check out my room or check out my house or check out my man cave, whether you think you have an entertainment center or not, you do, because you've got all your, you've got your equalizer, you've got I've seen Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, whatever you got. That's an entertainment row. And to be honest with you, 99% of all of us have this thing buried in like some sort of like, black furniture, right? So like, who cares? Like, to me, I don't know. I've never understood that. I do get that there's when I got the PS4, it was just that time when they were doing the trading incentive. It was the white Destiny Taken King one. So my PS4 is white, but you can't even see it. Who cares what color it is? Who cares? It could be a middle finger spray paint on top of it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. You know what? I think that it would be important just to refresh it a bit. That's why I want. Not that I would buy one, but just to refresh it. Because if you look at what the 360 did once they did the Slim, it just did crazy numbers. So I would hope that it kind of rebrands it. There's a lot of old stigma.
Didn't the 360 Slim launch with the Kinect though? What that thing with the Kinect?
Well, it launched a little bit before Kinect.
They did it 2 times with the 2 Slims.
Yeah, well, they did the one in 2010, and they launched it that day. The shiny black one at E3. They're like, it's available today or whatever. And then the Kinect came out, I think, months later.
Microsoft was doing their damn thing. They have taken a long fall from grace, wasn't they? They was peacocking back then. Now, like, what the fuck? But
you got to give them to E3s.
We don't start that shit. We get on opponents. Wait till
E3. Unfortunately, it's like when you're on a checkboard, and now they have you in check, and your king can only go to the right or the left.
Yeah,
that's where we are.
E3.
You gotta wait till E3 because
it's funny though.
Questions. There's so many questions that need to be answered.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Dude, I didn't get the notification for this thing being live. Like, I don't know. Usually we would have many more viewers in here, but like
I don't know either.
Maybe YouTube's kind of fucking up because like usually it sends me a notification, and I didn't get that. So
I said, I didn't see Zaires usually like even if you don't put a time on it, usually even if when you hit the open the room up. You'll generally get something that pops up on your channel. I usually go to that, and that's how I started advertising it, but that wasn't even on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think YouTube could be fucked up a little bit. I don't know, but
well, I put it on Twitter. I mean, I guess I don't know. I put it.
Well, people realize that it's up.
Maybe everyone's fucked up from the time fucking moving up. Fucked everything up and like shift your world. I'm looking at the clock last night, and I'm like, it hits 2 o'clock. I'm like, it's fucking 3 o'clock. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
That was for it. The time was for it, right?
Yeah. Hey, well, Tim, let me ask you this: like for me, I'm excited for E3. I don't think it's really going to explain much, but I think that the possibility of seeing some new games is exciting. I'm already excited for the games we're getting. Like a lot of people think that I'm Pony or something now, and I'm like, where'd you get that idea? Look, you could disagree.
Every time I turn it on.
Exactly. You could see. Exactly. You could disagree with something or not like something, you know what I mean, and still be a fan of it. You know what I mean? It's like that's just how I am with it. Like Xbox is honestly the better console, And so of course I'm going to stick with that until the wheels fall off or whatever. And I think that we're going to see another one. And plus, I even changed my stance on the Lionhead thing, right? And what was funny was
what was the change? Okay, we haven't. I guess we can. I haven't got you guys' opinion. But on the Lionhead thing, since you changed it, but what's your initial stance like that?
My initial stance was, "What the fuck, man? You're closing at one of the best studios. It's one of our only studios. Blah blah blah." Right? Then you come to realize that, okay, all the Fable games combined have only sold 7 million. The actual core group of Lionhead Studios hasn't come out with a AAA fucking game in 6 years. The 2 smaller ones did the spin-offs, the Kinect one and the arcade one.
All right, so we're talking about Kinect games. We're talking about Fable. We're talking about Fable 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and
47 million.
Fable 3 Fable 3 came out in 2010, and here we are in 2016 with no Fable in sight. The fans wanted Fable 4. Let's be honest. And you know what's funny is I watched a little bit of Podcast Unlocked. I wanted to see what Shaggy's interpretation of this was because they had a little thing on the IGN thing. So I watched it. It popped up on my feed, and he had a lot of the same thoughts that I did, which was, this was a money pit. They haven't sold a lot of Fable games. Phil likes the Fable IP, but honestly, we have a better chance now to getting a traditional Fable 4 than we did before because Lionhead was going to have to support Fable Legends, they said, for 5 to 7 years with content. That's all they were going to do. We weren't going to get a traditional Fable in that amount of time or longer. Now, Ryan McCafferty even thinks this, and I was thinking he goes, if they do another Fable, maybe just reboot it and just call it Fable, they probably going to swing some of the core Lionhead group that works on Fable to Rare, have Rare do a secondary team to work on, say, a Fable reboot and then announce it in a year or so because you need to have that British kind of charm or whatever. And I agree 100% for the first time with Ryan McCafferty. That makes the most sense to me. The fans want a Fable game, a traditional Fable game, right? Like, that wasn't Fable. It looked good and it was fun, but it wasn't Fable.
But why is that, though, Krampus? We got to address the elephant in the room again.
It was first of all announcing as a free-to-play game, which was something they had never done before. It was a 1v4 multiplayer-focused game, and what you've noticed is a lot of those games that do the 1v4 element, like Evolve, those games have failed. People don't really like those on consoles. So I mean, you have so much going against it. They tried. You can see late if you played the beta early. It was very focused on that multiplayer aspect. Then, when all those 1v4 type games started failing, they switched it up and started adding in a lot more like RPG elements. You can check it out. I'm like, there's a lot more RPG elements in it now because they realized, we done goofed.
I'll look at it like this, though. Is that the reason they were on that track again because of Microsoft's vision of this console Windows thing, because people, Phil didn't listen. Phil had Aaron's job. He was the head of the game. Ryan had pitched the idea to Phil. Phil ran to Matt, got the check, make the goddamn game. You know what I mean? I just think that they panicked and threw the water out with the fucking baby. Now again, you said that Fable, sold 7 million. Now all those, like I've said it before, you don't water down your franchises with that fucking don't connect game. No. Fable 1, Fable 2, and Fable 3. Maybe Fable 1 may have sold 500,000 copies on the OG Xbox, if that. Just being honest, okay? Fable 2, then you have Fable 3. I don't think that's that bad for 7 million. You know what I mean? Besides.
But do you pay, as a businessman, right? This is a huge studio. You're talking 150, 200 people. You're paying constantly, and they haven't put out a game in 6 years.
But again, I said it to say this. No one asked for Fable Legends, and you're absolutely right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should have had them do Fable fucking 4.
Well, Phil, even though people give Phil shit for this because they're like, oh man, Phil forced Rare to do Connect games. Phil forced people. No, Phil is very honestly said, we let these developers do what they want. That was a Lionhead thing. I've heard that from multiple people that game with Phil, and I don't even know if you probably heard this too, Tim, that they went to Phil and said, this is what we want to do. Right.
Well, Phil has an open policy like that. Like he really does live by that. He gives the people, and that's just not in that in pretty much everything. He gives them their own, what they want to do. You know what I mean? So he's hands off. Put it that much. He's hands off. What your job is to do. So I could totally see him not being involved with the Fable. Sounds like it was all. Lionhead, like he gave them creative freedom, and honestly, they fucked up.
But yeah, that's why I blame. You know what it is, and there's two ways to look at it, Zaire. Here's the deal: Lionhead, with that freedom of expression, way that they had that freedom to do whatever they wanted with the game, between watering it down with the Kinect games and then doing this and deciding
they did a little arcade game too.
Yeah, basically, from what I'm hearing, and those are the facts, they shot themselves in the foot, And the thing is, then we sit here and we do this on Twitter every time, right? We do this no matter what. Twitter has become so fake with it, like, oh my God, I don't want nobody to lose. Don't let them lose their jobs. Look, first of all, the people that Come on, man. Every people lose their jobs every day. We'd be sitting here every day just like in a
Hey, I
confession.
wish I could get paid for doing nothing for 6 years.
Well,
Fuck.
that's what I'm trying to say. They got paid for doing exactly. Crap's right. They got paid for doing almost nothing. Not that they didn't work hard on Fable Legends, but my point is they didn't put out a product that worked for Microsoft. Number two, basically the 25 to 50 people that are extremely talented have already been offered jobs by somewhere else. They're taking this week off before. No, not Sony. That was a publicity stunt. They're broke, Zaire. You know what I mean? They're broke. That's a publicity stunt. That's just the same thing.
They're supposed to have the thing Monday. They're supposed to be having this big thing Monday.
Yeah, with free cocktail weenies and fucking what?
Well, I'll just say this: anybody that's the most talented people are going to be shuffled into Microsoft's game studios.
Right.
That's just how it's going to be.
And the people that didn't make it, didn't cut their weight, they're out. They're gone.
They'll find work, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just just like this to
It
me.
does. It sucks, right?
Listen,
I
before there was a Gears.
At the end of the day,
there was Fable.
the reason why I say it's wait till E3 is because, like, this to me, I'm a little concerned about it. Now, you got Twisted Pixel, who gone, they basically, Phil, again, showing that he gives them, they probably came to him and they were like, oh, we maybe want to do our own thing or this and that.
Or they wanted to close them, and then they were like, well, we have enough money and clout to go back to being independent.
Right, or something of that nature. You lost Press Play, and their game didn't never get a chance. I guess they didn't believe in it. I kind of was excited for it.
We voted on it. The people voted on it. Like, that
voted
sucks.
on it 3 months. I'm sorry, 3 months ago.
I voted for the dwarf game, but I wasn't disappointed.
Right,
there.
I voted for the other one, but which you probably see those games come out. Probably Press Play is probably going to find a home somewhere.
They'll reorganize under a different name or something, I bet.
Yeah, this is pretty much a restructure. Probably like they are in contact with all the employees. Like you said, they're going to take some people because those people obviously want a job and probably want to stay on. But there'll be people that are lost, but they'll catch on. But overall, though, the whole thing is that why I say E3 is a strategy. If you announce games and you have 8 games on your hand that you're going to be making, somebody's going to have to be making these games.
Right.
Now, if we see 3 games or we see a low output of games, and we're talking about AAA titles, big titles, whatever, pretty much AAA titles here, and you see like a low amount of games, then there's real concern. But if you see Banjo and you see, and you come out of that thing like, wow, on hand we got 5 AAAs coming. Sony just announced 4, and NX announced 3. Whatever, that's where it comes down to the numbers game. So how they're going to make the game now is on Phil and Xbox, because now they have to still push the games, but they can't do it internally. They have to go to a second party, and that's how I think the majority of the games are going to be made. And that strategy has some pluses and it has some risks. One of the risks is what happened with Darkseid, or so it's a different strategy, I'm thinking, and that's where they're going to go with it.
In Phil's defense, though, Tim, like you were saying, okay, so Press Play is going on, and Lionhead being the big 800-pound gorilla being the studio, but Phil also in the past year and a half, 2 years, basically locked down Undead Labs for Class 4 or whatever comes out.
We're going to have one of those games,
to State of Decay, and also Moon Studios.
Hey, Mooch, you know what? I just had an epiphany, Mooch. Sorry to cut you off real quick.
No, go ahead.
All right. Fable Legends was going to be this MMO, right? This this open world MMO type game. Sea of Thieves is like an open world MMO type game. Class 4 is an open world MMO zombie game. Maybe there was too many things going on there. There could be a lot. Like that's just popped in my head because I'm a smart motherfucker.
But listen, if we're talking about numbers here and money, it all comes down to $1.
Well, that's what I worry about. But
Lionhead Steel has been way more productive than Rare. Let's fucking be honest here, okay?
No, they haven't.
No.
You name me one. Listen, name me one game that Rare has made besides Connect Sports. Besides Connect Sports, that connection.
That's $10 million. That's more than the whole Fable franchise.
Name me one game besides fucking Connect Sports and that shit there that Fable has not that outsold Fable from Rare. Please, I'll be waiting.
Well, we don't know any of the fucking.
They destroyed
They
them.
bought them since
They
the OG
destroyed
Xbox.
them with Kinect Sports. That's like saying, okay, you lost head-to-head, but give me another one.
But you're saying productive, but look, Rare invented the whole avatar system that Microsoft uses. They also did. They were very instrumental to launching the 360 with Cameo and Perfect Dark
And
Zero.
none of those outsold. And none of those outsold.
But I don't know. We don't know what they did yet. I'm sure they outsold some Fables.
Well, if they
You know
took
what I
over Fable.
Hey, Viva Pinata for sure outsold Fable.
Viva Pinata, yeah.
Viva Pinata was a big
dude.
hit.
Take the L.
That was a big hit.
So Viva Pinata is bigger than fucking Fable?
Yeah, it's a
I'm
big
saying
hit.
it outsold. I'm saying it
You guys are
outsold.
on the juice.
I'm saying it
has
outsold.
It has Kinect Sports 2. It has Kinect Sports 1. They both beat it, but in money, they both beat it. And then you have Viva Pinata.
But just look at what Rare's done. Look. This generation is 2.5 years old. Rare is about to release their third game already on the Xbox One.
What's the first two?
The first two were Kinect Sports Rivals and Rare Replay. And then now
Listen. Kinect, like you said Kinect Sports Rivals too, right? The launch of the 360, the Xbox One. Come on, like if anybody should be fucking canned, it's fucking Rare.
No way, dude. Not even close.
Fable
Legends was a game that would come out and have a fucking 61 Metacritic.
Fuck Fable Legends. Fuck
okay,
Fable.
but that's the last thing that they both were working on.
Let me just say this.
You think that's going to be the same? Another?
What have you been giving me lately? At the end of the day, they had Rare Replay sold like crazy.
Yeah, it did. Next gen, let me just ask you something. If this helps us get a Fable 4 in the next 2 years, as opposed to not.
Second party. That's what I'm talking
you could do second party or some of the look. Rare has 2 teams as it is.
Fable's going, man.
They could bring. Dude, they could. Phil actually likes, from what I understand, from people that.
There's no more Fable. There's no more fucking Blinks. There's no more Boodle Bits.
Blinks,
there's
but
no
they're
more
not
Project
gonna.
Gotham.
Yeah, they're not
gonna.
gonna.
There's no more. There's no more Crimson Skies. I can keep going on and on.
Yeah, but look, those games.
And
if those games aren't selling, then why would they make them?
Yeah, see, a lot of those games you just mentioned.
Gotham never bombed out. Crimson Skies,
Project Gotham is now Forza Horizon.
People ages 18 to 35 have no idea of what you just said.
Midtown Madness. Oh, you guys.
You could definitely do Project Gotham again. I think that will be next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's being real. Like, come on.
They'll do Project Gotham again for sure.
I don't know. Like, they shit on all these IPs. They're the fucking killer of their own first-party IPs.
Well, how many games can they put out? There's only so many they can do a year.
Yeah. And now it's even worse.
So, but now we're just back down to Halo, Forza, and Gears.
Yeah, and then they're gonna also have like the newer stuff in there as well. Like we're getting Killer Instinct every year. We're getting, stuff. We're getting the new stuff. I mean, look, they are having a very diverse lineup this year. I mean, if you look at it, we're getting Halo Wars 2, and we're also getting Quantum Break, a good third-person shooter.
Halo. Another Halo. We're gonna wait to see if Quantum Break has legs. But again, the biggest knock against Microsoft has been they only do shooters and fucking racers. You had a big AAA fucking RPG. There's no more.
They need an RPG in the worst way. I agree with you there.
I think they possibly think that Scalebound's going to be that, but Scalebound's going to flop so bad. That game is going to.
I agree. You talk about games that game's not making money.
That game's not going to do anything. We'll never see a sequel to that.
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I think it's not making money.
Look, the reason why they make those games next gen is people buy them. Nobody bought Sunset Overdrive, and we don't get another one. Nobody's going to buy Scalebound. We're not going to get another one. You know what I'm saying? It's like they stick to what makes money. That's why we get Call of Duty every year.
Gears, Gears, fucking Halo, and fucking Forza.
Because people like buying what they're comfortable with, and they know they're going to be good games. That's why.
I'm just saying, that's always been the biggest knock against Microsoft is they got 3 fucking.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
IPs.
Yeah, but Zaire, listen. So this generation, we've gotten Halo. This year, I'm getting
Quantum
Gears,
Break.
we've gotten Forza. And Sony with the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, all those great titles they got, right? All they've gotten so far this generation is Sucker Punch.
All right, check it out. So
they've gotten nothing.
Sure.
So what I'm saying is, doesn't Sony have more titles than Microsoft in their portfolio?
Sony has, they look SOCOM, Siphon Filter, what the hell, Sly Cooper.
Where's God of War? We haven't even seen a CGI.
God of
We haven't
War,
seen a poster. Come on. My point is, we sit here and we
the Xbox
complain.
One. How many Halos have we had so far this generation?
One.
2.
One.
We got another
Well,
one
I mean,
coming
that's
out.
a remake. I mean, I'm not going to count
Well, we got
remake.
Halo Anniversary, Halo 5. We got Halo Wars 2 coming out. How many Forzas have we had?
There's one there. That's a yearly franchise. It's like saying how many baseball games have come out. You know what I mean?
I'm just
There's
saying,
one
but
every
you
year.
gotta fucking like, I mean, goddamn. You know,
I'm not sure what you're
I hope
complaining
that
about
I
right
hope
now
that
because
no. And I'm complaining because fucking Fable is gone. Listen, I don't give a fuck about Halo. I don't like Halo. I'm not a big Halo fan. So again, what made me an Xbox fan wasn't Halo. It was Fable.
Okay, but Fable
That's
Legends
like,
wasn't
like,
Fable.
That's fucking huge. Like again, fuck all those Connect games and that shit there. You don't do that, and that's Microsoft for
Well, you look at the
water
game
down your franchise. You do all those fucking add-ons and fake fucking games. Let's stick to what what makes it what it is. You know, man. That's like again. I'm just saying, like only thing I'm guaranteed. Only thing that's guaranteed again with the Xbox is Forza, Forza. Gears,
yeah, they need a staple franchise.
They
but
do. Whether it's
they do.
not.
But they have Recore coming out. You have a lot of Quantum Break coming out. They tried with Rise. They tried with Titanfall. It was a marketing deal. They tried with Sunset Overdrive. Nobody bought the fucking thing. So it's not like they're not trying. It's just that
we're gonna get the Crackdown
3. That's a big.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that a game? Is that a beta?
Listen. The thing is, Z, it's not just the video game business doing this. Hollywood's doing it too. There's people lined up around the corner to watch the Hunger Games, which is just a really inflated make of The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger from 1980.
I can dig it.
Where all we do is recycle things over and over again. There hasn't been something creative.
But that doesn't
everything in pop music is just taking the Bgst
from the 70s and repeating you. You don't want better from your box?
Yeah, but we are
listen, I understand Recourse coming. I understand Quantum Break. But the only thing that I'm guaranteed, whether they choose to go back to those IPs or not, only thing that I'm guaranteed to get an Xbox is I'm going to get me a Fable, I'm going to get me a Forza, I'm going to get me a Gears. And for what I'm saying,
how do you know you're not going to get a Fable?
We're not. Fable's done, bro.
I don't actually believe that. I think that Phil probably went on. I actually believe that and like I said, we'll get a traditional Fable, not a fucking free to play bullshit. Like I just said, look. I'm not just saying this like because I don't usually agree with Ryan McCafferty. He said it. It's got to be a British developer. You got to reboot the franchise.
Rebooting. Okay, we want to cut some of the dead fat. But again, one of your big oh my god, like I said, Fables is like one of your fucking.
Fable 3 can still.
Look, so why not
Fable
bring in
4 can still come out?
Why not bring 10 or 15 of the people from Lionhead over to Rare? You have them, you split them off, and then you have them working on.
Would you be comfortable for working for those motherfuckers? Like the way they sacked them. Like my God, they hear it. They putting out tweets in the morning. Yeah, we're gonna do this, and they found it on a fucking social media that they were being.
Yeah, that was a dick fucking move. Yeah, it was a super dick move.
Man. They don't do stuff like that, man.
Yeah, it was a dick move, but it's business, man. 6 years between games, man.
I mean, listen, that's not business. You don't do. Listen, we're not talking about some fucking mom and pop fucking corner store here.
Here's what I don't understand all the time. Everyone always sees big business, and they just think that the big business is always the worst. My whole point is this: how about the 6 years that Lionhead was just like, more money, please. More money, please. And they're like, hey, you making any money this year? They're like, nope.
So you don't think Microsoft...
Fable Legends was supposed to come out in 2015, early 2015.
They fucked up. And Phil does not like things late, man. It's
all right, so for my God, how many times has Uncharted been late?
They got no choice, Z. They're screwed. Because listen,
Quantum Break is the only developer that could write their own check.
That's right.
What you get from them is absurd quality. Fable Legends was buggy. It wasn't working. It had issues. I liked it personally, but it needed work. Animations were off.
It was a lot of the stuff was missing textures sometimes, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like they were, it was light on content unless you like that 1v4 multiplayer.
So you don't think Microsoft has when this whole Windows 10 and UDP? You don't think they had nothing to do with it?
I don't think it had any. Like I said, I think they had too many games that are similar.
After all said and done,
this new direction of Microsoft, you get to play with the Windows 10 people. You don't think that had anything to do with it?
No.
I don't think with
It's a
this.
money thing. They don't want to release it because one, it's not a product that they want to show
No,
coming
what
out
I mean,
of
like,
That game
no,
must
this
be
is what I
really
mean.
sucked
This is what
for
I this is what I
Phil
mean.
to,
This is
for
what
Phil
this
to
is what I
do
mean
that.
with Microsoft.
It is. It has
I'm
issues.
talking about the direction of the way the game was going. This whole, what I'm saying with Microsoft, this whole Windows 10 and play with PC, and here we have a game, a staple.
No, it had nothing to do with that. It's a pure money thing. They didn't want to fucking release
No,
it.
it's not what I'm saying, Tim. That's not what I'm saying. I understand it was a fucking money. I get that. I'm not saying it. I'm talking about the direction of the game, of the way the game may have been the way that it is. And it was funny, the game, pouring tons of money into the game because they wanted a Fable, which is an iconic franchise for Microsoft. And guess what? We get the PC gamers, we get the console, all the same thing they do with Halo fucking Wars 2. You know what I mean? Which I can give a fuck about playing with any PC guys. I don't care. I'm a console dude. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about the new direction that Microsoft is taking. You know what I mean? That's what
Fable
I'm
took
talking
that
about.
direction. Fable wanted to probably have a. You got to realize this game was made how long ago? Free to play model. They probably thought was going to be a huge thing on console, and it was going to be a big.
It doesn't
thing.
really work that well though. That's the problem. Like you'll notice that some games are okay with like that. Like I play Smite, and that's free to play. But for the most part, that'd be like that. Like Sony coming out and Sony Santa Monica saying, okay, we're making a God of War Legends, and it's a 4v1 multiplayer free to play game. I mean, look. You would pray that they shut that shit down, right? Like, that's not God of War. You don't want that. At least now, in my opinion, you have more of a chance. We were never going to see a traditional Fable, a Fable 4, if Legends launched. We weren't going to see it because they already said they were supporting Fable Legends with content and all this shit. There was a 5 to 7 year plan. So we weren't ever going to see a Fable 4 anyway. At least now there's an outside chance that we could possibly see a Fable 4, whether it be a second party, and they're very good with second party. Look, that saves money. Everybody's all for games going to Windows because, quote, it makes more money and we can get more games.
What's flying in Microsoft pocket? Then they trade all the company. What bothers me the most is not fuck that. And that's the thing of the issue. Like, where people so worried about Microsoft losing money. Listen, they can shit the Xbox division and won't fucking lose a step. You know what I mean? Talking about a trillion-dollar goddamn company. What bothers me is that we lost a fucking exclusive that's gone. The franchise that's gone. That's my issue. Like that's.
But
no
the franchise isn't gone. They still own
They
it.
could redirect it. They
They
could
own a lot
have
of shit that
work
we're not
on it.
seeing.
They could have another. They could have realignment to work on Fable 4.
That's what I'm saying. We don't even know. We
I'm
don't.
not so optimistic, man. I'm sorry. I can't. Listen, I've been around through the rough times, the hard. This new direction they're going in, I don't know what the fuck. Never before have I ever been, because the Xbox, it's every week, like it's something. Like I don't know what the fuck is the end game here. Like every week it's something. Every fucking week it's something. Like I don't understand this shit here, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what the fucking now. Week to E3. I don't want to like goddamn.
Well,
I should have
I'm saying play the fucking games that we got because they're pretty damn good.
My only comment on that, Z, is this: every night when you come home, whether that announcement was made last week or not, didn't affect you for the next 24 months. And not just that, when Sony did it a year ago, and they didn't just cut companies, they cut Sony Online Entertainment. They sold buildings just to put gas in Harai's car, or whatever the hell is Kaz Harai's car. Everybody was like, "That's cool. That's cool. They got to do it. They got to do that, man. That's how you survive. That's how you survive."
That's trimming the fat, man.
Okay, check it out. I'll reword it. My issue again is you have Sony, right? All right. How are they outspending Microsoft when it comes to gaming?
They're not.
They shit these third-party deals out of the fucking ass, and
They're making a lot more money than
They are.
Microsoft.
What far as what?
Look at how many consoles they sold. Look at the games. They're selling more software.
That's a question. Tim asked Phil. It's like
The PlayStation 4 is
They don't make a lot on console sales.
Yes, okay, but they do make it out on
Hey, just so you guys know, though, look, the Xbox is like a fucking blip on the radar to Microsoft. The PlayStation 4 is keeping Sony as a company afloat. That's it. That's why they're putting so much money into it, right? Like Microsoft as a whole don't really, it's like they're trying to see. Look, the Xbox is trying to see if it can stand on its own. I can dig it.
Right, Microsoft will get money
man.
from Satya when they're doing another console. That's the only time I see him really.
Let's be honest. They are. Look, everybody said it. Rand Outdoors said it. They've given up pretty much on the Xbox One. That's why all the games are going. Right. They are. They're gearing up. This is going to be a short generation.
So as a gamer, though, as an Xbox fan, that doesn't sit well with me. That the company is giving up on
You're
the
still
goddamn
gonna get
product.
your games.
I mean, that's just well. I don't. That's again. That
Dude,
just doesn't
at the
sit
end of
well
the
with
day,
me.
you'll buy a
Hey,
new
that money
Xbox. You'll be the first one buying it.
Oh, and listen, I mean, me, my money's
Listen,
long way
you said
transformed. I'm just
they
saying.
fucked on every resolution. People are playing the division and they're fucking giving the copies probably from Microsoft, and they're playing it on PS4, reviewing it on PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though
That's the
they were
state
given
it's in.
free copies, it is, yeah. Hey, and you look at this. The Metacritic for the PS4 version is in the 90s. The Xbox One version, low 80s.
Why is that
Exactly.
though? Why is that though?
I don't know.
Hey,
PC version, low 80s. The PS4 version's got in the
Is it the
90s.
user side or is the
No, that's the actual critical
Where we
side.
are right now, where we are, people care about. They want to say, "Oh, I want to play 1080p all the time," and that's just, at the end of the day, Microsoft put the. I keep saying that word at the end of the day, it's annoying me, but Microsoft is, it's not doing that.
Wait till the Xbox Surface gets launched, guys.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I say a lot of Microsoft wounds have been self-inflicted.
They are. Look, they fuck up. Look at Sony jumps on. Look at Sony's the White Knights again. Like like I don't understand how Microsoft can continually fuck up that bad with their messaging.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the
terrible
end game here? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's
right now it's a wait and see. I'm willing to concede that they're not doing so great.
And that doesn't sit well with me. That it's a wait and see thing. You know what I
It is
mean?
next gen, but look, I was in the same situation you are. But then I'm thinking, am I gonna sit there and fucking stew over this shit, or am I gonna fucking have fun?
Listen. I'm not stewing over any. Listen, I'm listening. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if a new console comes out tomorrow. If I want it, I'm financially. I can go buy what the fuck I want when I want, however the fuck I want. With that being said, I'm a gamer, but I'm an Xbox fan. Okay, and it bothers me that my preferred console of choice is in the predicament that it is. Now, of course, I don't get a near dollar for 1 red cent or what any consoles or anything like that. No, what I'm saying, what bothers me is that the future to me is so uncertain. You know what I mean? To me, I never, even when the OG Xbox was getting stomped out by the PlayStation 2, nowhere are those sales of the Xbox One and the PS4 are like what it was for the PS2 and the OG Xbox, okay? Even I still felt comfortable as a consumer because then I felt like Steve Ballmer and Bill Gates, they believed in the fucking product. You understand what I'm saying? I don't get that with this regime. You understand? I
don't think that Satya understands console.
He's more of a service guy.
He's more of a service guy. But I do think that he will give the correct amount of money for a new console.
If they're not
going to at the state of right now, this generation's lost. They lost it with Kinect and the lower power and bad messaging. So you're just gonna have to live through it if you're an Xbox fan and just play games, which is still doesn't matter. That's where we are. I mean, and I think that Satya knows that. He looks at it and he says, let's make this a profitable thing. Make a model, and then when you get new hardware, you'll get your money. And that's when, they better kill it with power. And they just have to have power, and because everything else is better.
Well, you know what? Power. But listen,
everything else is better, pretty much.
But listen,
we have better online.
We do.
We
but
have
Microsoft
games
is going to be more than that. Just power because they're going to listen because Sony can put out a powerful box, whatever. But Microsoft also is going to need the games, the market. Like before, look at the 360. We saw commercials and this. We don't see none of that.
Well, that'll ratchet. Right now, they're playing the bean counters. They're bean counting right now, saying, okay, don't do that, but we're still selling this money, but we didn't spend on marketing.
Oh, the
market leader, Sony, is just throwing money at everything because that's what a market leader does. It just tries to keep it. So that's why the market for this gen is set.
I would rather. I never thought I would say this before.
To set next gen's market next gen.
I never thought I would say this before. I would kind of rather Microsoft spin the division. Let it stand on its own.
It is kind of doing that as it is.
I would rather let the Xbox division stand on its own. At least they can double.
But it's living in a middle.
What I mean by that, let them, spend money.
Middle class budget.
Spend money and go out and get the games, or and the way that they're doing it is like, god damn. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I hope the end game is not, like it. I like what's Ballmer and them. If you want Microsoft shit, you gotta buy Microsoft shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This.
it's like open thinking on Saturday.
You heard what Phil just said? You want the channel? Well, I know some PC guys are not going to buy the Xbox, but you're in the business to sell hardware. Like, that's bad. Like, you're in the fucking business to sell hardware.
I actually agree with Phil though. It's two different dynamics. Like if you're a hardcore PC guy, why the fuck would you buy a console?
No.
If you're a hardcore console guy, why would you buy a PC?
Exactly.
No. At the end of the day, look, like Seamus Backley said in the interview that he gave back then, and I forgot, it was a couple years ago. And I think what Microsoft is missing the message that, and when they're trying to blur the line between this whole PC and console shit, that PC guys they expect a different type of experience than console guys. You know what I mean? Like we expect something different. Like when we go into a game, you got some PC guys are looking from not the way that we're looking at it. You know what I mean? The draw distance, the distance, they expect a different type of experience that we expect. You know what I mean? And I think that they're forgetting that in the end of the day. You know what I mean? With this whole universal thing. And I don't have a problem with games, again, going to Windows. That's not my issue. You know, that's not my issue. You know what I mean? The message to me has been so muddled. You know, is it this way? All right, boom. Oh, is it this way? Okay, cool. Like, this is all over the fucking place. I don't know which way is up anymore, man.
Yeah, well, they lost a lot of fans of doing that.
That's bad, man. You know, bad enough you're losing, and then you're fragmenting the community along the way with these different type of messages. Like, that's what I'm saying. Which, bad enough you're losing, okay.
I think, though, there is an end game, and that end game is not to make it a service. It's just to ride this out, have new hardware coming down the line that's expandable, and have DirectX 12, best online, cloud compute, all that stuff. And,
Well, cloud compute, cool, but now you're saying that's not even exclusive to your platform anymore. Anybody can use it.
Well, at the end of the day, Microsoft is going to be doing it,
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as the message like that, again, like, we were talking about the cloud for home, we got teasers talking about cloud. No. Sony can use the cloud too. Like, what the fuck is going on?
That was weird. They were talking about 100 Xboxes power, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, Sony can have it too.
Yeah, I sometimes say the thing.
Yeah, but guys, remember something. Remember, listen, if our lunch ladies at school knew what was in McDonald's secret sauce, that means Burger King could figure it out too, but they ain't using it. The thing is that it's not going to be used, man. It's a Microsoft. Sony would never have they're too proud of themselves
exactly
to use something like that. That'll never happen. That's Phil just doing PR. Today, a guy asked Phil, when will I be able to get Ori and the Blind Forest on the PS4? He said he goes, sorry to say, that's highly unlikely. I would recommend you try it. It's an amazing game on Xbox One or Windows 10. So basically, it's not just going to if it was just going to a service, shit, you drop Ori in the pot right away, right? Come on. But my point is, it's not happening.
You know what I think I was pissing a lot of fans off? Phil's cool. But you don't see Reggie out there saying, oh, wait, I can't wait for that God of War. Woo! That damn Sony, they need to be commended. Motherfuckers are looking like, yo, what the hell's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, you don't see them guys out there doing that shit there, man. Like, I don't know what
Well, here's one thing that's truth, and this is my comment on this. The Sony guys, they don't partake in that.
Nintendo guys don't either.
100%. They don't partake in it.
Nintendo doesn't either.
Nintendo doesn't either. So you have to consider
Don
that.
Patrick didn't. Robert Black didn't. Peter Moore didn't. Like, what the hell's going on here? Like, what the hell?
I think Phil's for the industry, and he thinks on that term level.
The industry's cool, but be for your company first. Be for the Xbox brand. You know what I mean? Be for your fans. Because I said, bad enough you're losing. We are losing this quote-unquote console generation, but then you're losing fans along the way. That's niche.
Yeah, but they can get those fans back because those fans are fair weather fans. I've seen fans like that were every day Xbox, and then there's the lights PS4, man, the greatest VR. Yeah. When they actually, there's this one particular person, he deleted all of his previous posts.
I see. I know.
And then, now he's just a PS4 guy. Like, how do you just just flip a switch to that every day, and they're like, this PS4 is great, and then they just go. Those guys. Xbox comes out with a new Xbox. It's 1080p. It's 4K ready. Play some 4K game. Flip. They'll do the same thing back.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You will gain those fans back.
I hope so. At the end of the day, I just hope that they do.
Now we got
You
you
know,
saying it.
I just hope that they do. I mean, listen. I couldn't have thought in a million years that the Xbox would be in the position that they're in right now. Going off the momentum that they had for the 360, like you know what I mean, like that was unheard of. Like you came out, with, they came in second place last year, in the seventh gen or sixth gen, whatever the case may be. And the 360 turned it around, became the household console, and then to give up that momentum and give up that lead and like for peripheral and like overpriced box. It wasn't even so much the DRM. It was the $500 price tag to the $400 price tag and the goddamn Connect. That's what made them really, really stumble out of the goddamn gate. You know what I mean? And not have any software again to support the goddamn Connect. You know, it's not your casuals that's going to go out and spend $500 on this goddamn box. That's going to be your hardcore gamer. The
Remember
casuals
those
going to get it
days.
when they go down to $250, $300 or
The
cheaper.
thing is Phil and company, Phil especially coming into this when it wasn't really his show to start Xbox One. It's the same thing. Why do we fall down? So we learn how to get back up. There's no way in God's green earth when the Xbox 2 comes out, it's going to come out with tremendous power. It's
Xbox
gonna
2.
Whatever.
Xbox
I don't know what I'm going to say.
Infinity.
Xbox
The
Infinity.
next Xbox.
Now,
Xbox-
what would
Xbox
Xbox
Bgst,
Fire?
You know,
Yeah, Xbox, whatever the hell it's called. The Xbox, I don't know.
the Xbox
Big gamer
BGST.
Xbox. Yeah, whatever the hell it's
BGST
called.
box.
The BGST box. Get that on that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
It's going to be beastly, man. And listen, here's the thing. Microsoft has a lot of now. Listen, whether you like them or not, we don't need to rehash them. We know how everyone's stance is on them. Whether you like the direction they're going in or not, the next console for Microsoft has a lot of options that don't divert. It's not TV. It's all gaming based. Whether you like it or not, it's all gaming based. So they've got all this stuff that they can do now: PC to Xbox, Xbox to PC, Windows games, DX12, blah blah blah, this and that, 4K. The strength, and with Microsoft's ties with AMD doing everything proprietary, they've got something in the works that's going to be even better. Sony's going to do another static box and push streaming. That's
I
going to
think
be all
they're
they
both
really
gonna
have.
do static boxes, honestly.
Well,
But
They're both
no, I do. I honestly do.
I think for the, listen, if that's the route that I think Sony's gonna, if it's for the industry to grow, I'm just being honest, for the gaming to keep grow, this whole console, whatever you look at it, has to change. Just being honest. Because like I said before, the reason why the PC elite shit on us, we hold them back. Whereas we shit on the last generation PS3 and PC, because they hold us back. For gaming to keep going forward as far as technology and to keep pushing the envelope, I mean, consoles are going to have to, think about it, when, like I said before, not to like the broke record, when the 360 and the PS3 came out, they had their top of the line shit for that time and age. Never would that happen again. We can't be stuck inside a box, you know what I mean? And if they can do away, but and not fragment the community with like the Sega did with the X and the add-on and this, that, and the other, and still play the same games. And if you know what I mean,
Why not just come out with a 4K ready box in 2019 and just?
I don't get again.
That's why
I,
that can happen.
but you gotta realize it too. But
It
you
could
gotta
be a
realize-
static box, but it's going to be able to play 4K.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Like
but
you
it
can't
doesn't
you can't
cost-
launch a non-static box when Sony's gonna definitely launch a fucking static box.
We don't know that. You know what I mean?
Oh, so Sony is they're look let's talk about MPD real quick, right? Sony is kicking the shit out of the Xbox. I've never heard of a console selling over 400K in February. That shit is bonkers. Over 400,000 in fucking February. How are they doing that? I don't know.
Why? How? Because they have the better version of the multiplex.
That's not just, dude. What multiplex came out in February?
Just overall, this consistent.
What multiplex came out in
everything.
January,
They
dude?
have the
everything,
casual
Brett.
market, too.
Everything.
It's just
Everything.
everyone thinks that
It's
the best
super
price
easy.
to
It's
put on
simple.
TV.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
All
people,
the remotes
it
you
is.
see are PlayStation. Everything is even when you're
'Cause
playing
they're
the
the
most
market
last
leader.
generation. Like I said before, guys, exclusives. And that was the big problem with Nintendo. And I don't understand how Microsoft made the same mistake because we shitted on Nintendo. Everyone because they sacrificed the specs of the hardware to include this tablet controller. So now they couldn't get all the third-party games. Yada yada yada. Microsoft said, you know what, we can still get the third-party games, but they're not going to run it at a higher resolution. Then I don't understand how to your biggest competitor. Don't get me wrong, the PS3 was more
It is
powerful.
absolutely crazy, though, that they're selling 400.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you got to realize it's PlayStation. If you go to movies now, you see them, playing the PlayStation. Before I used to get proud, like, God, look, that's an Xbox controller. That's a 360 controller. You don't see that shit anymore. Like
It's not. Look, Xbox isn't cool for whatever reason right now. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they can catch that back, but it's like
Bingo.
yeah,
they
it's
got to
just
come
not-
with something. It can't just be power. It has to be another it factor. You know what I mean? Like because now Sony stepping in, or not as good as Xbox Live, okay, but they stepped. You know, it was much better than what it was. You know, but they had to bring another another wow factor. You know what I mean? That you can only get here on Xbox. You know what I mean? And that's what Microsoft at the end of the day you got to realize that you are selling hardware, so you got to leave
I
something
think they
exclusive.
realize that.
Well,
to
Phil
your
actually did an
console.
interview, and he said that they're going to leave. There's going to be some games that aren't going to go over. So I think that, will they some go over eventually? Like
Gears of
Gears.
War 4,
I don't think
that's a
Gears 4.
console seller.
Yeah,
a
that's
console
not going to
seller.
launch day and date on PC, and the reason why it's not is because, which is why I think Microsoft rushed this whole PC bullshit anyway, because people are going to be like, they're already going, wait, Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition is on Xbox One and it's on PC, but if I buy it on Xbox One, it's not a fucking cross-buy? Aren't you guys doing this cross? People are pissed off that they bought the Xbox One version of Gears Ultimate and they don't have it on PC as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to fucking cross-buy, do cross-buy. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking dip your toe in. Like, they've already said, hey, we're going to do this.
I think with that, to be honest, to be fair, that is about getting the model into place, and that's DirectX 12, and I think they have a certain way of doing that, and like I think for the future on like Recore, it's going to be cross-buy.
Yeah, but again, even with
if it isn't, then yeah, we're going to be complaining.
I don't want to sound like a hypocrite again, but games like Gears of War 4 is a console seller. Regardless of anything, I don't have a problem with games going to Windows 10. I don't. Hear me out. But that's what you have. You have to leave again because you're in business again to sell hardware. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have something to your box. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. You get it's again. That's a sad thing. Software services. What the fuck is the end game? You're in business to sell hardware, Phil.
But they're going to sell hardware to have software being sold. They have to have hardware. So
they don't, not necessarily. They don't.
They're not going to have an app where you just fucking you play it on your Surface. It's not going to be that way. They're going to be with cutting edge games. They're going to do 4K in the future. Listen, if they made it an app, I'll eat dog shit.
Listen, what I'm saying is to say this is that and I'm not saying that Phil's job is in jeopardy, but they went to you to turn this thing around, right? It was getting shit on my Don Magic when he had it. They gave it to you, right? They gave it to Phil. They passed you for time, and you out there, motherfucker, sitting kumbaya, putting everything. Like you got to still listen. You got to fucking compete. You got to go out there and fight. You got to throw a punch. You got to be in the fight. You're gonna fight. But you got, you know what I mean? So yeah, I understand.
But they're bringing out games though. I think they're bringing games. Look at the numbers. It's not like they're having shit games. They're gonna have Quantum Break in 2 months. It's huge.
Wait, I get that. Okay. Well, Quantum Break is huge. But you just lost Fable. That's huge.
I was upset.
Okay, I get it. Quantum Break is coming. We don't know what the fuck Recore is, so I'm not gonna praise that.
Recore's gonna come out. It's gonna be good.
I don't know what it is, so I don't.
I think it's supposed to be an RPG, like an action.
What
RPG.
I'm looking for, to be honest with you, the only thing I'm looking for this fall is Gears of War 4 and fucking Forza Horizon 3. Halo Wars 2.
Gears of War 4.
That doesn't feel to be
does Sony have 2 heavy hitters that match?
No.
They don't have
Break.
They don't have.
Listen.
They don't have a heavy hitter.
But again, that doesn't mean anything. They're still selling the gangbusters at the end of the day.
Well,
they don't need it anymore.
They're playing sales, but when you count everything up, what's their match? Horizon and Uncharted versus Gears 4 and on Quantum Break?
Listen. At the end of the day, we hope that Gears of War 4 has a still big enough punch, because Halo lost some steam. Halo.
Gears
we were saying the same song.
Gears is completely on the incline. Gears is actually the new face of the franchise.
Hear me out. You remember last year around this time we were singing the same thing. We got Halo, and Halo's gonna. We don't predict Sony to win another month. We don't predict them to win another month going forward. We got Halo and Forza 6, and here we go again.
They'll never win another MPD, but it's all good. You know what I mean?
How we done changed our fucking tune?
No, I said that they would win October, and they damn sure did win October.
Yeah.
No, we said more than that. We said going forward.
I thought that they would win the holidays,
Microsoft.
but they didn't. I mean,
Yeah,
and now
so-
I'm on record saying they won't win another one, but that's
It's
fine.
hard
At
to
the end
see
of the
them
day,
winning. April, if they don't win April, because they have Quantum Break. If they don't win April, they're never winning.
You know why
Even
they're
with a
not going to
price
win it?
drop,
You know why they're not going to
people
win it?
view the PlayStation 4 as the cooler machine.
it is.
The 1080p machine, not the VCR machine, not the DRM machine.
It's not. It's not even just that. Like, I mean, I don't even. If you ask a lot of people why don't you like the Xbox One, and they're just like it sucks. They don't know why. They just know that their friends have it because people buy what. Yeah, people buy what their friends have. No, and when you don't sell well out the gate, you're the fucking secondary console. The Xbox One is the secondary console this generation, and everybody's just
got a third player coming too. Now you got Nintendo with the
Well,
NX.
we'll see what happens with that.
Hey, they could be battling out for last place. Who knows? I'm excited about it.
Now here it is. Now check it out.
No,
Now.
I'm getting an X. I don't care. I hope it's 4K ready.
Now here it is. Now listen. You already perceived to be the weaker console. Now you got Nintendo coming up with new hardware. It's newer specs. It's going to be a more powerful console. It is what it is. Now, like I said, now what are you going to do? You're going to drop. I mean, all they could do is drop that bitch down to 250. And because you can't give up too much of the goddamn market.
I don't think you can drop it down again. They already just dropped it to $299.
I'm just saying they're not. I mean, again, you know, they're not taking a loss on the hardware.
But do you remember? Yeah, do you remember when they did that originally? When it went from $399 to $350, they sold more hardware, but they made less money, and that was a big deal. Like they're trying to make money.
Less money again because you got your revenue and you got what you call profit. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they make it more. But listen, you're selling. Like the Xbox One and the PS4 was sold their profit from the rip. They're old technologies and they're struggling to do 1080p 60 frame. That's very old. You know what I mean? Very old. So let's not be mistaken. Like there's not bleeding tech inside these boxes. It's not because no hard drives is fucking cheap, $16 a pop, and they're getting it in bulk.
Times 5 million or whatever. You know,
you have a budget for that. That's not. They're not paying what you got to realize. They're not. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are not paying what we're paying. So you can't even really. I'm not knocking no one's hustle. You're gonna charge an extra $100 for a terabyte, and really, you know, man. Yeah,
dude, I'm just saying. I heard the PS4 makes about $18 per console sale.
Wow.
I mean,
okay, but back then,
you
know, so back then, I'm saying, okay, back then, okay, but you know, parts have become cheaper, yada yada yada. But my thing is, damn, they still spend 500 million. Microsoft spent more than $2 billion. What the fuck did they pay for?
The shit that it can do, Z.
What?
It can,
I think a lot. What didn't a lot of that have to do with like their deal with the NFL and?
Well, not just that, but I mean, you have the Elite controller, which was $100 million investment.
Then you got the system.
It can cross over with DX12 instantly with a flip of a switch.
It has nothing to do with AMD.
Sure, it does.
How? You're talking about the software side of things. AMD provided the fucking GPU and the CPU.
There's been like 7 AAA games that Xbox One has put out to Bloodborne.
I'm talking about what they paid AMD.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's what I just said. I mean, they've got a GPU that they've got that is still probably under NDA that can, on the flip of a switch, react and handle DX12. I mean, that's got something to do with it.
I don't know. You talk to Xbox Junkie. He has your answer. He keeps sending me the.
What's his answer? What's the answer? Let me hear the answer.
He just gives me this article. I don't know if he's listening right now.
Okay.
And it was something that number was estimated over a course of 3 years. It's not really the exact number. You'd have to just hit him in DM. There's nothing special. There was money put in for Kinect, and Kinect was a lot of R&D research. Yeah. So that's where a lot of that money too went.
Kinect, we can officially say that shit's dead.
Yeah, that's not even going to be on the next console. People are going to complain about it.
I mean, they got to leave a port. They can't just cool. I mean, because people still going to want to Twitch live stream.
I just say keep this fucking thing and just let me transfer it over. I'm fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can't.
Or even if you want to, I don't know. I don't want a new Kinect. I don't want any R&D on that.
Well, you know, they should just do. They should just do it like just allow it to be used if you have it, because they're going to need some kind of camera. Because Sony's going to have some kind of optional camera. You
know why? Because we have Twitch, Ustream, all this stuff. Gamers are into live streaming now and stuff, so they got to have a port for the fucking Kinect. You know what I mean?
And believe it or not, there's probably 8-10 million that have the Kinect. So I would assume that
it's a big install base that has it. Listen, we are all YouTube content providers, so we see the value in the Kinect. You know what I mean? The average Joe Smo doesn't, unless you're live streaming and yada yada yada. but they can't just close out that market. You're going to be able to live stream on your PlayStation 5, and you're going to be able to do that. So they can't just close that off. You need to connect. Or whatever the fuck, or let you use any webcam, peripheral, that you can plug up to that motherfucker. They're gonna have to do something as far as a camera through the USB port. They need it, But
I wonder if this E3, one of the big things will be if Mike Ybarra comes out on stage and does a stage demo with Cortana. That would be a game.
I don't know if Cortana. They said they have something that's a big announcement that's on the level of backwards compatibility.
Right.
I don't know if Cortana's that, since we already know we're getting Cortana.
I've been like that for 2 years. When that motherfucker coming?
Yeah. So I don't know what it is. I hope it's something good though. I just
I just hope I just hope that. Yeah, I understand that you're not going to beat Sony, and again, as long as we actually get the games. But I just don't throw in the towel. You still have to, what you're doing now is going to reflect what comes out next generation. You know what I mean?
Right.
You still have to sell hardware to sell software. They washes each other's hands. So you can't still get up on the hardware side and.
They rebounded well in February. To be honest with you, they sold 250K themselves. So I think that even though look. It's not going to do as well as the PS4. It's just the PS4.
Oh, I get that, but we can't say consistently they're giving up this count because you have to still sell hardware to sell software.
I think they are, and they did lower the price. I think it's like It's like $279 on Amazon. I think it's like $299 everywhere. Pretty much. They're giving away a free copy of GTA 5 with like 1.3 million or something in game.
Yeah, I'm just saying you have to at the end of the day, because this is a perception of being real. I'm going to walk into the store. Why am I going to buy the Xbox One at the same price as the PlayStation 4 and I can get 1080p? That's the fucking issue.
Well, hardware does matter some, because I just did.
Matters a lot, though.
If you make $18 profit, let's say Sony made $18 profit, and
that was at launch.
Times that by 41 million, you get 738 million.
Not even so much million. That, though.
100 million. So there is some recoup on the money. But the software is the way you get the margin.
Yeah, that's how they do. They usually take a hit on the hardware, and you take out a third-party game, they're going to get a $8 check from Activision for nothing but sit on their hands.
Hey, but the NX thing, I'll just mention real quick. Like, they're talking about there's new patents on that. Apparently, it's going to have some kind of Kinect thing, some kind of touchscreen control. This thing could be a fucking abomination. You know what I mean? Like, it could be.
It could be. I think it'll be. I think for me, if it's just a 4K player. And then the addition of playing the games, which I won't play the games that much on that. Primary game on Xbox.
I am too, but
I'll just get it for the 4K if I could watch.
Me personally, I'm gonna, I don't really care for the. Well, I'm gonna get Mario. My wife likes Mario. Maybe Donkey Kong or something like that. But that will be for it to be for some, and they give you an achievement system. I can double. I will probably get some game if they have the basic online shit. I'm not going to support it if I can't talk to all my friends, if I can't do game invites. I'm not going to support that shit. You know what I mean? If they still really strict, I'm not fucking with them at all. I don't give a fuck how powerful the goddamn box is. You know what I mean?
The thing could be super powerful, but even if it is, I don't think that necessarily means it's going to be like outsell the Xbox or the PS4, because I think that it all comes down to the support. Gone is the day where the exclusives matter, because if exclusives mattered, the Wii U would be selling
the problem with the Wii U. No, it's not even. Well,
it's a different day and age now.
It's not even so much that. The problem with that again is that you got exclusives that come out every 4 to 5 months. We get multiplats every Tuesday. Now, say if the NX comes out and they're getting these same multiplats, but at 1080p, 60 frames per second.
I think you're overestimating the.
Yeah, they said it's going to be on par with Xbox One.
We don't know what the hell we don't know.
What's powerful than the PS4?
I don't see Nintendo shooting themselves and doing the same thing they did with the Wii U.
But also, next gen, most games on the Xbox One are 1080p. They're on par. They're the same as the ones on the PS4.
We already know this stuff. We got Division. It's with dynamic resolution.
But nobody knows that, right? People, for the most part...
Digital Foundry, and these people are talking about it.
Yeah, but this is the minority. Like, the average everyday people, they go
you walk inside GameStop, what do they tell? Whether it's bullshit or not.
I can tell you this right now. I saw people thinking that the Division was an Xbox exclusive. This is why I say upgradable hardware won't work, because people are fucking stupid. They thought that Battlefront was a PS4 exclusive. They thought Destiny was a PS4 exclusive. They think that the Division is an Xbox exclusive. I think that people are stupid, and they just buy the shit what they see advertised, whatever it's advertised on. If you see a fucking Xbox logo at the end of it, then they get it on Xbox.
Listen,
They're like, holy shit.
Again, as far as that, if they advertise it, and if you can still play the same game, if you want to play it higher, you can. Again, I think this is a win-win. Long as they don't put it up where you have to just play certain games, then it's okay. You know what I mean? If you don't want to upgrade it, you don't have to. But if you do, hey, if you want to play in 19K, it's all a choice. I don't see a downside to it. I mean, options is always better than nothing. You know what I mean? I'd rather have it than not need it.
We beat that topic to death, but dude, I would just say this real quick. You hate the idea that you don't buy games on Xbox One that also have 360 ports, right? Because you're like, it's held back by the hardware. But you're telling me that you would be okay with down the line playing a game that's on your upgrade. I mean, what's the point in buying the upgrade if it's still? Are you really getting that much of an upgrade if it's still playable on the older version of the hardware?
Well, that's honestly, that's not apples to apples, Scott. Because like the Division came out the same day last Tuesday, and my buddy who has a $3,500 rig, he went and bought it.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that doesn't that's what we should be able to do when there's that available extra hardware when that comes next gen, if that comes.
Oh yeah, I would say because I don't think that's good.
Well, next gen, not this gen. If that happens,
they will.
Maybe not. Ooh. They could definitely shit on that idea and say that's not going to happen. But my point is, it's very simple, and they flirted with it with the Division. You only have like one or two options that do nothing. You can
turn something up, turn something down.
Yeah, you can turn something up, turn something on, turn something off. Yeah. If you can do that really simple now, well, when it knows you have the hard, it's just like anything else. You go to the PC store, you go to Best Buy, you come home, you bring something, you plug it into your USB. All of a sudden, your PC or your Mac says, "Hey, I noticed you."
But I'll put it in layman's terms.
I'm talking about like you buy a new mouse or anything for your PC, anything. The computer says, "Oh, I realize you have new hardware." That's all I'm saying.
Plug and play.
Right, so you plug it in, it realizes you have new hardware. That's not a new thing. It's not hard to do.
But but again, just what I'm gonna say is next gen will probably be 4K out the box, so you don't need to worry about that. Shorter cycles.
They might escalate is the worry.
Shorter cycles would be the answer, in my opinion, because
I agree.
No. I will say. Here's the thing. Again, I'm gonna say this again. For gaming to go forward, again, for technology to go forward, we can't be stuck in a box for 7-8 years anymore.
Who says 7-8 years? I'm saying 4 to 5 years.
Games like, prime example, we want to get games like what's that shit? What's that tech demo that Epic showed? Oh my God, it was Unreal Engine 3.
Samaritan or whatever.
If we want to get games like that on our console side of things, you know what I mean? Like listen, here's the thing: if you want to do this, you can. Not saying that you have to. How is that? I don't see nothing wrong with that. But fuck,
like I said, I've already
boils down to a bunch of haters. Well, that's fucked up. I can't afford that. So the fuck what? You're mad at me because I have a 4K television? You don't? You got a lot of motherfuckers.
Again, I've already countered this point like a million times. They could do that as long as they don't have it as an advantage in frames per second in the multiplayer.
No, I don't listen. Do I have an advantage over Gears of War 3 if I'm running on my Xbox One and I'm playing with somebody on a 360? No,
they scale it back. It's the same thing. It's the same frames per second.
So I don't see, like I said, more.
But again, I think that's a whole stupid argument because I actually think that they would be fucking suicide to do that. But,
to give also an option.
Yeah, I think it'd be very confusing.
If Sony was doing this would be the coolest thing in the world.
Not to me.
Not to you, but it'd be the coolest thing in the world to everybody else. Like,
I don't know.
What is Microsoft going to do? What's Microsoft going to do? Sony's going to have a console that never gets old. Every day's its birthday.
Look. I when I had this new PC built, I could have used the old case, right? But you get tired of looking at the same thing. I mean, after a while, you're going to get tired of slapping shit or plugging shit into that same box. Like, doesn't new hardware excite you? Like, even though you might not like Nintendo, I bet you're fucking. I know.
The GPU and the CPU, right? That's all that's new inside the fucking box. So
I understand that, but look,
Thunderbolt or whatever the fuck.
But look, doesn't the idea of new hardware get? I mean, to me, that's exciting. Like, no matter what.
The only thing that changes is the GPU and the CPU inside.
Yeah,
of the
well,
same
whatever.
box.
Still, I mean, look, I have a Wii U, but I'm fucking definitely excited to see what the NX looks like.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? The
on the
controller, the
software.
Every time
fucking.
new hardware comes out, it's very exciting.
It's very
Absolutely.
Okay, here's the
exciting.
thing. And you know
Really,
what? I think we would feel
I'm
that same
excited about
excitement
it.
again. You know, here's the thing. What I've always said this. You can go back, and I'm not even trying to damage the controller. What always made me be excited for being an Xbox One gamer were the software updates. What we had to do. I remember the 360. Every November we got this big update. You got the new update? No, I ain't got the update yet. Like, you know what I mean? And Microsoft have that covered on the software side of things. So the console, look how much it's changed from at launch 2013 to 2016. It looks totally different. You know what I mean? Totally fucking different. Which goes on in the dashboard, the store. You know what I mean? And as long as they can certainly keep, you know what I mean? And then my controller doesn't have to get old, my library doesn't have to get old. I think that's, you know what I mean? Again, for gaming to go forward, I think that's the end game.
But isn't there already a something that does that?
Listen, the Xbox One and the PlayStation are fucking PCs.
Yes, but they're different. Going
Simple
back to the Seamus,
PCs pushing out a plug and play.
yes, but they're a closed box.
Okay.
Like going back to what Seamus Blackley said, and I talked to him. He said the same thing. There's already something that does that. It's called a PC.
Okay. All right, but listen, if they can do that thing and just sit down and plug and play, one of the big things about, you know, stigmas about playing on PC, I don't want to install drivers, this, that, and the other, and then games crashing. They can circumvent that and still do that, and I can sit down and play my games. I don't see a problem with that. I still got my friends. If you choose to, here's the thing, crap. You don't have to do a motherfucking thing.
I said, there's so much unknown.
Listen,
there's so much unknown
because someone else playing something in 4K.
I'm not.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying the average consumer. Why are you worried about what the fuck I'm doing in my home?
I think it depends. Like the average consumer might think like what I'm thinking, and that's you get into this money pit with this thing. Yeah,
you know, Crap, you said it yourself. If the public is as dumb as you're saying, they are not going to think about that. Like people, and I see them and I go, "Why do you have a PS4?"
Again, there's a lot of unanswered questions. Like, are people going to be happy buying maybe a $200 add-on if it's not really doing that much?
Well, that's up to the consumer.
I mean, if you want to. If they launch the next Xbox and the PS5 and they're both 4K out the box, then I think you should be good for 4 or 5 years. And then if there still is a console after that, then launch another one.
Listen, let me just say something real quick, Z. So here's the mentality I think that may have happened in some sort of boardroom somewhere, okay? I think Microsoft is going to beat Sony to the punch, and I have a reason. I think next generation, Microsoft launches a full year ahead of time. Let me tell you, they can't wait to get out of this thing. Now hear me. When they do that, Sony is also in absolutely no hurry whatsoever to leave this generation. Why would you leave right now when your foot is duct taped to the gas? They are like so excited about they don't want to leave. But like we said, Nintendo's kind of pushing everybody forward with this stuff. Now Microsoft's going to do it. Now, what Microsoft doesn't want to do by no means is ever have something happen that happened this generation again, where when they come out one year and then Sony comes out a year later, exactly, they'll outgun them because they'll have the newest, cheapest version of whatever GDDR4 or whatever they're on to next is going to be coming out, and they don't want to be caught. So that's why they are preparing their system. So no matter what Sony tries to punch, Microsoft can handle it. That's pretty much what this is going to be as a failsafe. Now, what I'm saying is you're probably right. What comes in the box when you buy the console may be all you need for that 4 or 5 year run for next gen. That's very possible. But in the event Sony pulls this shit at the last minute, what Microsoft's going to be able to do is enter next generation a full year ahead of time and be prepared for any kind of curveball Sony throws technologically. And that is genius, because now you're telling me for $100 I already have the console of next generation, and I don't have to go spend $400 on Sony. I can just spend $99 and get a new GPU that like is the size of a fucking like a sandwich that plugs into a USB. Like, you're in. Everybody's in. That's what people do nowadays.
I don't think that's what people do.
On other products, that's what people do, crap. Yes, they did. Listen, you remember when CD players were going into cars? What did people do for the first 8 years? Go buy the cassette deck with the wire hanging off it that plugged in.
I had a CD changer.
All I'm saying is people like to walk into things where they can plug and play.
And listen, you keep saying 4K out of the box. Resolution does not determine graphics; it's shaders and textures. So I can run Mario 4K on the 64, but it's not going to look better
Again,
than
I
God
think this is all moot but I'm just saying, look, can you refute the fact that if they both come out with consoles and Microsoft is touting upgradable this and that's weird and change, and Sony's like, we got this fucking powerful box, we got these exclusives. I mean, that would absolutely murder the fucking next Xbox.
Listen,
Well, what they could do is just have it built in and just never. I mean, they could.
Yeah, if they would have to be sneaky. They would have to Trojan horse it and then be like, oh, by the way, you can do this because
they are the type to do that.
They are, dude. Because you guys know damn well if they start talking about fucking add-ons and shit, I'm not buying the next Xbox. I'm just keeping it real. No, dude. This is what I'm saying. I know you don't have to. I know you don't have to.
Crap, you won't go to Five Guys Burgers because they throw the fries in the bag with the burger.
Yo, that's the craziest shit.
What? Come on. I've never been, but
my point being is they throw it in there. It's like I said to you before. It's the same car you pull out, but one car gives you air conditioning.
I'm very old school, man. I just I
can't stop you from waving, like you say, waving your fist in the air. If you want to do that, that's fine.
But I don't see what's the end game. They're not forcing you to add anything to your console.
I understand that, but I don't want a bunch. I don't want like.
You don't have to.
You know, I know. I understand that. What I'm saying is, I just don't want it. I mean, if I wanted,
so your problem is, you know what? That motherfucking next gen, you playing this shit in 8K. Baby, my shit only 2K.
No, dude. If I wanted to,
I
would be one of the ones. I would be one. No, I want everybody just like what's so great about consoles is everybody's on the same level. Everything's.
Some people have
that's
flight
what I'm
stick,
saying.
Some people have controllers. Some people have steering wheels. Some people have this. Some people have.
Yeah, but your hardware is all the same across the board.
Crap. Do you have the Elite controller?
Yes.
Then go throw your Xbox out right now.
I don't use it. I don't use it for everything, though. That's the thing. You guys are talking about.
It doesn't matter. It's the hardware.
I think you just gotta wait and see. I personally, I think
it's ingenious.
Static box. I don't think. I think it's better to have.
You know, people ran with what Phil's saying and was like all of a sudden like, oh my god, and then you go back and listen and he's like, no, you can't.
Phil said they filled out.
I think it's a fail-safe. I just think it's a fail-safe crap.
They filled out for a patent for this in 2004.
It is a fail-safe if you don't ever want to be in the position they're in again.
Yes,
like they are this year.
Exactly.
I don't see what's the issue. As long as they don't fragment the community with first, you got to buy certain games to run this and this. If you can still have the same games, and if you choose to, they're giving you the choice. Maybe you may not care to play the 4K or 8K.
It's the resolution failsafe crap. What about that? It's a resolution failsafe port.
All I'm telling you is my own personal opinion as an old dinosaur when it comes to gaming. I'm not buying consoles that have upgrades. I'm not.
You don't have to, though.
I know. Dude, look, the Xbox One, there's going to be another Xbox, right? Even though you don't have to. If they start talking about, okay, we've got this Xbox next, and then we're going to allow you to upgrade it or whatever, right? Because there's not going to be fucking upgrades on the Xbox One. Let's just dispel that. They're not doing that. So there's going to be another piece of hardware, right?
Right.
And if they start coming out and say, okay, but we're going to allow you to upgrade it and shit, I'm not going to be in for that. I'm just not. That's not why I buy consoles, static boxes. You put the fucking game in and you play the game.
Your box will still be static crap. You don't have
I understand that, but it's still just I don't like the ideas of it. I would not support it.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to buy this.
No, dude, supporting it would just be buying it.
But you said shorter life cycles is the same.
Yeah, shorter life cycles.
So spend more money.
4 to 5 years.
$500 for this console, and I got to buy a new one in 3 years.
No, 4 to 5 years.
That's the same thing as an add-on. It really is. It's just now you're buying a new console.
Yeah, but I could deal with that. I'm okay with it because I think
it's just the way of looking at it. You're either buying.
No, who said fuck your? You said fuck your gaming library. I'm saying fucking. You should. Everything is going to be playable anyway, right? Everything would be backwards compatible with that thought.
That's the same thing with the port. It's the same thing as
the same thing.
It's not the same thing. Everybody would have to buy the console. Everybody looks forward. I'm saying we only might have 1, maybe 2 more generations left anyway. Agreed?
I think
if they make it expandable, it could be 1.
Yeah.
I mean, and for me personally, I'm not interested in that. I'm just saying, like, I know you guys are like trying to talk me into it, like a lot of people.
No. I'm not
just saying, as the type of gamer I am, I'm done.
No. Hey, crap.
As soon as something like that happens.
Let me state my stance. It's not that I'm trying to talk you anything. I'm just saying this is you're not with it, cool. But if they say you don't have to add anything and still play the same game.
Hey, that's cool. It's not that I wouldn't like. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I couldn't do it. I just
if you don't have to, you ain't got to.
One of the good things with Windows 10 and all this bullshit is that all your games that you own now, instantly day one you'll own on the new Xbox.
Yeah, I'm just like, to me, it's not that big a deal. Like that stuff, I'm not really interested in like upgrading or
Well, buy a new console.
Yeah,
Why buy
I
a
mean,
new
I would.
console?
I like buying new consoles every 4 or 5 years. It's exciting, new design. It's like a new thing. You know what I mean? It's like you'd be stuck with the same console, the same this,
I
the same
guarantee
that.
you, your console.
Well, I just the thing that you say 4 to 5 years. When they launch it, they're not going to talk about it. They might say, yeah, we have expandability for the future, and they won't talk about it the way this fucking company talks. So it's not going to be like, hey, we're releasing this, but expect an add-on. They're not going to do that. They're going to just tout the fixed specs.
Right.
Now,
Well, listen, they had the HDMI. I know it's not quite the same, but they had the HDMI in port, and they were preaching TV, right? But everybody in California, where it's 95 degrees every day, they're like, "Fuck TV! I'm gonna plug something else into it." Does that mean you don't want to be a part of it? I mean, like, it doesn't matter what they're doing with their HDMI import, right?
Well,
It's the
just
same
for
thing
me,
here.
just for me, I'm just saying I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. You know,
Michael,
like
it's not-
point,
Michael's
I'm not interested in with the.
look, I'm just being honest. Like, it's not. You know, like for me, it's very hard with this generation, the way things is going anyway. I'm not a person who's like into the whole like change idea. If I wanted to upgrade stuff, or if I wanted like to play against people that maybe have an advantage or not.
All right, here's the thing. I see what you're saying. Advantage. So if there were no advantages, if we played the same online,
I'm still not interested in buying into that.
No, you don't have to buy anything, crap. That's what I don't think that you're getting. That if you can play your same game at your set resolutions and have your same Xbox Live, your same friends, your same controllers, but if you want to play the single player game at what's your 5? If you want to play that in 8K on your new 8K television, you can. And as long as when you play online, it's
Are you willing to pay $200 or whatever for an
if I
add-on
choose
just to play a little bit?
If I choose to, yeah. I mean, I'm that type of dude. I'm that type of guy.
But Tim's point to you, crap, made sense. You turn around and say, are you really willing to spend $200? But then we turn around and say, wait, 2.5 years later, you're willing to spend $400 or $500?
Yeah, you get the new hardware and everything.
But all you're getting is a new plastic cover on top.
Yeah, a new everything. But everybody, you know what I'm saying? But that, didn't we get new? Why do we get new hardware as it is? Is because people get tired of the older stuff. You know what I'm saying? And upgrades aren't going to do that. Eventually, you're gonna have to get a new box. Like you can only strap so much
I
shit
think
into
that'll
there.
happen though next gen, and that's when you have another one.
Crap,
But
go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
no, you're just moving the delta along where you can keep up.
I was just gonna say, look at the phone. Look at the phone industry. Whether it's Windows Phone, Samsung, or iPhone.
I still got mine from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, in the past 4 years, the hardware really hasn't changed. It's all the software.
Yeah, exactly. But again, the reason why we buy new consoles because our older boxes can't run the newest stuff.
Yeah, the outside's just literally cosmetic. It's not anything.
So you say the older boxes don't run the newer stuff. Eventually, isn't that going to catch up? Even if they decide to do upgrades, where you're going to need the upgrades.
Well, listen, I don't think
when that comes, that's when they launch with a newer console.
Consoles will probably never be up to it. Listen, but crap, I'll give you another example. A guy that works 3 cubicles over. He has a $3,500 PC, and we're talking Division. Never once does anything ever come up about how he's got a better version of the Division than me. We're talking about all the same shit.
Yeah, why would it?
Right, because I go home. I
understand that, Mooch, and I get it. You guys have to understand. You guys have to understand how I am. I'm not into that stuff. Like the minute. I said going into this generation that it was most likely when we started hearing about the DRM and no trading discs and the. I said this is probably going to be my last generation.
So when you going to stop being a gamer?
It depends. Like I said, look, I've got thousands of games,
every
man.
day on Xbox.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop
like it every day. You've got half of your house instead of wallpaper. You have like Xbox games.
Yeah.
How are you going to turn around one
do.
day because they put an extra port in and pick up paint?
I'm just going to go to the beach and throw
Yeah, you know what, baby?
I'm going to walk the boardwalk.
How much painting?
Have me my etch a
What I'm
sketch.
gonna do.
Have me my etch a sketch.
I think if Crap feels uncomfortable with it, then he does. We
I
can't.
do. I don't like. I don't like
He does.
I genuinely believe every word you're saying. I genuinely do. The only part I don't believe is I think 6 months into your protest You're gonna come back because.
Well, let me just say this though, like there could be options. There could be the other team isn't doing that.
They are crap. They follow everything Microsoft does. Listen, achievements, trophies, online chat.
Yeah, but look, if you're kicking ass the way Sony is, which let's be honest, they're probably what they're predicted to have.
Like, next generation, everything changes on the fly.
Everything.
But you know what? I'll tell you one thing though. One thing that hasn't changed. One thing that hasn't changed since Sony's come into the industry, they've sold a shit ton of consoles each generation, right?
Okay.
They have that brand, and no matter what Microsoft does, no matter what the fuck they do, how powerful it isn't going to sell in the rest of the world outside of the United States and the UK. That's the fucking bottom line. It's not going to do, no matter what they do, it's never going to sell. And Sony will always have a built-in audience in Japan, whether, look, the Xbox One sold, 60 consoles in Japan, 30, whatever it is.
Well, they didn't have a foothold in Japan, but...
Or anywhere outside of the UK,
the UK. Well, those are the major markets, though. You know what I mean? What the fuck gets sold in?
Yeah, but look, even in the worst gen for PlayStation, PS3, they still managed to sell 90 fucking million units.
No, there were no losers. No.
Fire sale like they did. Same thing.
There was no losers last generation. Nobody lost.
I think 360 won last.
360
Whatever,
360 made so much money.
Yeah, they only made ground at the end when both, and it'll happen this generation. Just the last year before the next generation consoles come out, Xbox One is going to cost $225, and it's going to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, again, there were no losers last generation. Both. But even the 360 didn't manage to catch back up to the PS3 and not sell it. But according to Aaron Greenberg, but both of them sold like you can really look, one sold 95, one sold 93, or the 360 is still fucking selling. Again, there were no losers. Both of them sold over 90 fucking million units. There's never been and that's the gift and the curse, because there's never been a console generation so successful. 115, 95, 93, this never happened before in the history of gaming.
Well, so that's going to change. Like you said, that's going to definitely change next generation, because we're not going to have this issue we have with 360, because the Xbox One games will immediately all play on your next console. So they're going to go right into the superior tech games. I don't think we're going to have much of that layover. If you have a layover, it'll be for a month or two.
Yeah, so
I don't think we'll have that problem.
Yeah, like I said in the day, man, I always think in the day, don't point, give more options to the people. The more options, whether you choose to take advantage of it or not, that's your choice. That is your God-given right.
Well, in other news, because we fucking bastardized this.
It's crap. It's fucking Crap's gonna change his mind 2 months from now. It's like he changed his mind.
It could be 3 years. He's not comfortable with it. You got to respect him.
Yeah,
he's holding his ground. I know that.
I respect him.
Yeah, I respect that he's.
We're a while away from anything anyway, and I looked into Phil's comments a little bit differently than you guys anyway. Just that I thought that he meant that people upgrade their phones quicker, and that he would like to be on. I just don't see them.
You know what's crazy? I wish
whatever. They just need to speak English. Whatever the fuck they do. They fucking put these wording and. They just kind of rip the whole thing and make you confused.
You know what? I got to give a shout out to Showstopper. This is something he's been saying from the beginning. I got to give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? And what now, because I was understand, so I don't want to do this and that. But then again, if more choice, and if you choose to, but that is the end game. Like I said, for gaming to go forward, and we walk. Look at what we're doing in the division, walking in and out of buildings. That's fucking amazing. Could you imagine maybe probably 5 years from now what you'd be able to do as far as gaming? You know what I mean? I'm excited. That's what I'm excited for. You know what I mean? The new stuff that you can do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but I don't know. But what else? We talk about anything else when we get the hell out of here?
Well, the Killer Instinct supposedly having General RAM.
That was nice.
Yeah, that's really big news.
Yeah.
Who else was also rumored? I think it was.
Mira, who was Myra's
sister.
Yeah, sister or whatever. Yeah.
So that game really looks to be really on the incline, as Mooch says. That they really have
you guys are
great characters so far.
You guys are not even into fighters, and you guys are excited about that.
I'm into it. I'm
into it. The difficulty is very tough for me. I mean, I just get my ass killed. I play Mortal Kombat, and I'm good. That game, forget about it.
Oh, you know what?
I haven't even played the newer Mortal Kombat, but it actually looks pretty good. I seen.
They gave an upgrade.
Leatherface is good.
Yeah, it's an update. Yeah. I got the.
Hey Tim, you know what? I thought that the achievements on that were tough, and I seen you got 150 just by beating a tower or some shit.
Yeah.
as a level 2
You
character
don't
or
have it?
something.
You don't have it,
No,
Crap?
I don't have it.
Mortal Kombat's the shit.
You know why? Because you know why I didn't buy it was because even though it looked really good, was because
really
the achievements I heard were really tough,
No, they're
right?
not.
Like I usually like to get 300 or 400 just by playing through shit without having to do a lot of online shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
But you know what we
and
could do though? A good game. Like I'm not a pro at it, but we can lock a party down, a room, and us 4 or 5 can knock down at each other. You know,
yeah,
I don't like this. It's no fun to get your feet kicked in by pros. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But like with Street Fighter, I have basic knowledge.
I'm a fucking button masher. You know what I mean? Just honestly, I just am. Like I played. In fact, I got some gamer score. The most gamer score I got. I played some character. Yeah, I played Nancy, Titanfall Princess on that, and got achievements on it because I played characters that I hadn't really played with online.
Mhm.
And so it's like that those are the first times that I played that online a little bit. So it's like what I like about Killer Instinct is I've got like 1700 gamer score on that, and most of that is just through playing the stories and stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I like about it. And that's one of the things. Like, and I actually like Street Fighter V. I think that game plays very well, but it lacks content. There's like no fucking content in that game. Like I'm like, holy crap, this is bare bones. You can't even do an arcade. You can't do shit.
I think they have an update coming this month. I think they starting to show off a new character already. But yeah, Killer Instinct has really picked up some steam within the community. You know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day. But,
And bringing ROM in, and also Gears 4, man, 1080p. I think that's important. You got your flagship title.
Is that the multiplayer, or is that just the single player?
They're both supposed to be 1080p, but the multiplayer is 60 frames and the single player is 30. Just like
wow.
just
Well,
like
they're gunning for it.
yeah, just like Ultimate Edition.
Oh wow, that's with the power of DX12, huh?
Yeah.
DX12.
Or I guess look, we're
that game was an
we're
absolute
at the point
showcase.
where these developers are getting more acquainted with the hardware.
I bet
You know what I mean?
but Gears of War is a fucking show eye candy. You know, we're not
Yeah.
talking about fucking elite sniper or some shit. But that's
You got a lot of things working for you in Gears 4. You've got Rod. Rod's one of the early on guys that was there from the beginning. So you've got somebody who's got his heart and soul into this game. So you've already got
Yeah.
that. That right there is like that's actually priceless. That you
Well,
can
you-
almost stop it there.
You need these guys to pump out to help drive these things. Like if you look at it, like all these studios that close the Connect ones and stuff, what were the games that these guys were doing? They haven't done shit.
Exactly.
They gotta really start to pump up, man.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Rod. You know what, Crap? Just listen to what you said. It's exactly it. The passion that you see in Rod and that's why I'm still questioning how good or how not good Uncharted 4 is going to be without Amy Hennig. When you take somebody like Rod out of there, if Rod was just to leave right now, and they said, sorry, everybody, Gears of 4 will be just as good. It'll come out not this Christmas, but next Christmas. Everything's going to be fine. That's a bullshit-faced lie right to everybody's face. So I'm wondering how we're going to – basically what you're going to get is Uncharted The Last of Us edition.
Listen, like here's the thing, right? Well, like we know who these studios are, right? Like they have outgoing personalities as the studio heads, like Turn 10, Dan Greenewald. That guy's
Right.
very like out there, right? You have Frank from 343 and Bonnie Ross there, and Kiki Wolfgang. Like they're very outgoing.
Yep.
You know who these people are? They're out there. They're getting their games out on time. Even look at Rare. They have Gamer Boss. That guy's out there. He's on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Who was the head of Lionhead? You know, who was the head of some of these other ones?
One of the director was David Eccleberry or something.
Never heard of the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they weren't. You need good people in these places, and like you look, Rod over there at the Coalition. These guys are gonna push out these hits, hit after hit after hit, and fucking these other
You think
ones
so?
trim the fat. Yeah, man.
Yeah, this one with the new news this week.
I think. Yeah, I'm sorry. You think they're gonna make more than just Gears, the Coalition?
No, they're named after a Gears thing. Coalition.
So all they're gonna make is Gears.
Games, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All they're gonna make is Gears.
Yeah.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
That's
And I'll go to a
you gotta do
Chinese food.
That's the way Microsoft does it. They tie in 343. They tie in whoever.
I do think they might create another first party studio eventually though.
Yeah,
Like
Shanghai Heights. What the hell happened to that?
it was Shanghai Heist.
Yeah, whatever
that
it was called.
was supposedly a tech demo.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I would like, maybe like the developers. I mean, you can make more than just one game or whatever the hell. Or
I don't think.
Gears 4, we haven't talked about it. The screenshots and everything about it
It's beautiful.
was awesome.
What's
Like,
that?
the story looks like it's good.
Yeah, the lightning was coming down. Now you got the new
That thing that looks like a freaking zombie or whatever,
oh,
or
that white thing.
That white,
yeah.
slime all over it.
The fuck was that? The old Donald Trump. I don't know what the fuck that was, but yeah. That's that looks awesome, man.
Good characters.
Yeah, I like
And
this
yeah,
character.
good. Marcus Phoenix's son or whatever. Yeah, I think that's an awesome choice.
So I guess you got the chainsaw and he doing a fucking knife to the fucking skull. Like that's awesome, man. You know what I mean? I'm excited because I'm not really a Halo dude. I always like Halo. I always like the Gears better, but I'm excited for Gears. That's like that's a console seller here, man. That's a fucking.
And to be honest with you, I think Halo's gonna be fine too. Like Halo 5, the multiplayer is fire on that.
Yeah.
I think the next one needs to lock down the single player again because Halo 4 single player was much better than Halo 5's. Like I don't get it, but
I think it's real safe to say Halo 6 launches with the Xbox Next or whatever you want to call it.
I don't think so. They
I think they're gonna do another one.
Oh, they're gonna do another Halo. Halo's not one.
No, yeah, but I think they're gonna do another one on the Xbox One.
Yeah, but you do another one on Xbox One, crap. You've just cemented that if the next generation console is 2019 or 2020, we're not going to see a Halo until 2023. That's too much.
No. What you do is this, right? Like they released Halo 4 a year before the one came out in 2012, and that was look how good that turned out. Like in my opinion, the multiplayer wasn't as good, but the single player was great, and graphically it looked probably one of the best looking 360
Everything you're
games.
saying is completely correct. All I'm saying to you though is we've all said this 100 times. When this next console comes out, okay, whatever it may be, it has to come out with something more than Dead Rising 4.
Well, no, you don't put a Halo as a launch game. You don't do that.
You need install base. You need install base there.
Because that's such an expensive game. They spend $100 million on it. You have to make your money back on it. Like that's why you don't do that. You always do that a year into the cycle or so, right?
2 years. You need install base.
So the way I figure it is like Halo 5 came out in 2015, Halo 6 in 2018. And then Halo 7 in 21.
But
right?
what Microsoft is going to need, though, they're going to
2
need
years into the next cycle.
They're going to need a system seller, though. They're going to need something besides.
We've all tipped our hat to Nintendo for the years and years. Every console they came out with either had a Mario or a Zelda. Listen, I don't agree with that. I think when you really want to make somebody jump ship, you have to get the one thing that lures them like honey to a bear.
Good point.
And when you want to get these people to jump ship, you've had enough of this console. Listen, what's coming over your flagship game, Halo 6, and you don't throw it in the box. I paid for every one of those games. I know. The actual console. So my point is everyone will buy that crap. They will.
But dude, tell me this, right? Tell me how many times Sony or Microsoft have done that. Like, even Gears, you had to wait a year for Gears. You know what I mean? Like, you put out your secondary stuff, and the reason why is because you have the stuff that launches is usually stuff that was being designed for the previous hardware.
Yeah.
So it's not as good. You want the newer iterations to really kind of shine. And I think, look, this is what they got to do. Halo 6, they've got to go back to having a better. You need more Master Chief. And the Cortana Evil thing was okay, I guess. But having so much shit that they built up that whole arc with Locke, and he sucked. He wasn't a good character. And then he wasn't. He was a terrible character, fucking stupid, right? And they get in a fight or whatever, and they make it seem like he's hunting him, and they're going to be a big throwdown, and it wasn't any of that. You know what I mean? And so I think the next one, and you have to have the couch co-op back. You can't keep pissing people off. So bring back the couch co-op.
Just fucking complaining about nothing. Who the fuck has company? Like those days are over, man.
But guess what? Guess what Gears 4 has? Couch co-op.
I guess 0% of the people will probably use it. I'm just being honest, man. Like, people just complain because it's Microsoft.
Yeah,
like,
that could be true. But look, I will say this: I did play couch co-op on Halo Reach and Gears 2 and Gears 3.
I want my own. I don't want my TV screen split in half. You take your TV, give me my TV. Fuck that, me. But
you have friends over or whatever. I don't
know when the last time I had company. Like I said, the days of me going to someone's house and playing since Xbox Live or PSN, like, yo, come on, play the game. Like, we don't even do that shit anymore. What time you hopping online? I beat you there at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I get you, but like sometimes shit happens. You know what I mean? Like I can remember, I think one of the reasons was my brother's he had his 360 red ringed, so we both played on mine. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that's like a feature that's not really used. As long as they do it and doesn't sacrifice the specs of the game. Cool, I don't have a problem with that. But they got to tone down some shit, fidelity, and whatever graphics and stuff, because they want to add split screen. no, keep it. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
mean, I think it's hard because you can't please everyone, but yeah, I
you
think you
can't.
have to try to do as much as you can. I don't know.
But is there anything else you guys want to have? You can get to have you been here for 2 hours.
Uh,
Circle jerking. Anything else?
hopefully we get a big week. I think the price for Sony's VR is going to come out the 15th.
Yeah, the
So keep an
15th
eye.
is the big
So we have
VR
we have
announcement.
juicy shit to talk about next week.
Yeah, there'll be
Oh,
shit to
Can't
talk
wait.
about.
That's fun to watch.
Dude,
That's fun to
break
watch.
the internet, Sony. $199. Break it. Break the internet.
Break it, $5.99.
Make it free.
$4.99 and $5.99.
Did you hear Yoshida said he was genuinely shocked at how expensive Oculus was. Kind of alluded to the fact that it's a lot more expensive than what PlayStation VR is going to be.
Yeah, I think it could be $2.99. The rumor is $2.99 for the
That's still a lot
headset.
of money for
$3.99
those must-have
or
software.
$4.48. I'm sorry, $4.48 with the whole deluxe.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
you know, it's
you can get an 80-piece chicken set in the frozen section of your grocery store for $4. I'll still go pay the $5 at McDonald's. They taste better. Listen, I don't give a shit how crap. If they're admitting that they're cheaper, they're already putting themselves out there waving the flag saying we're cheap and we suck.
There's a secondary option to like a bigger. And,
Well, look, they're trying to be massive.
Oculus. The games Oculus are going to be far more technical.
But did you read only 1% of PC owners have a PC right now that can run it? It's something like 9 million or something. I think that Z Huge guy tweeted that out. He's like, only 9 million PCs right now are capable of running. I mean, that's not a lot when you think about it.
No, it's
You know
not.
what I mean? It's not. And then, but look, the PS4 will that thing sell? They will sell to some. I think that Sony is. This is what Microsoft should be thinking. If I'm Phil Spencer, right? Let Sony hang themselves a bit because they might talk about VR at E3.
Doesn't matter.
But I do think that, dude.
Does matter a little.
It does. I
Man,
think it
they're
does.
still going to say, look at this shit they did last E3. Drug a motherfucker out on stage. Like, come on. They're still going to say Sony.
And you know what they're going to do this year? They're going to say, guess what? We're bringing Crash Bandicoot back exclusive. We're showing off 12 seconds of CGI trailer for God of War 4. They're going to get the W no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. But they'll get the W in words, but will the fans actually think that? Because I secretly think the fans go, well, we got promised a lot, but what are we actually getting here? You know what I mean?
They've been waiting more than anybody this generation.
Yeah.
They
So
can say
eventually,
that, it's the truth.
or look, Sucker Punch comes out, right? And they're like, we have a brand new Infamous, but you need PlayStation VR to play it. Like, that's what happened as a Fable fan. Didn't that shit happen to us? Like, okay, brand new Fable, but Connect, right? Like, fuck. You know, eventually that shit's going to piss people off. And that might be where Microsoft can swoop in and be like, "Hey, we're not doing this gimmicky bullshit."
Yes.
But I don't know. But
That is
Microsoft
something
has
that
dropped
could
down to
happen.
$250. While Sony's still $300, and have like Gears 4, Quantum Break, and have your AAA, and start advertising them on TV. Let people see Gears 4. Let people see Quantum Break. You know what I mean? Start getting some TV spots.
I've seen some Quantum Break spots.
Quantum Break looks good, man.
I'm just saying that's what Microsoft has to do. You know what I mean? Get the bitch down to $250 while your competitors at $300, and start advertising Gears of War 4 and only on Xbox and whatever the fuck.
Oh, they can't say that.
Did you also see that you have to be 12 years older or older for PlayStation VR?
Yep, because it's motion sickness. It gives people motion sickness. I can see seizures.
I'll try that too. I wouldn't buy it. I'd throw up all over the place. I know. I can't even go on a ride.
There's gonna be seizures all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Is that March 15th thing a live stream? Or is that just an announcement?
I think it's
Probably
the GDC
live blogs
thing,
and
isn't
stuff.
it? Or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know, but either way.
GDC this week?
It's the 16th. I think 16th or the 7th. I don't know, but I think it's either this week coming up or the following week for sure.
Yeah, I think it's next week.
All right. Well, either way, thank you guys for rocking out with us. We hit about 3:40 today. We started off slow. I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube, but thank you guys for watching, rocking out with us. You guys will say anything before you go out? You got the Xbox. You got the Fire. What's the name of your show, Mooch?
That's Crossfire on Friday night.
You got
The Fire Cross.
It's Friday, and you got Xbox Nation with crap on Wednesday, and Mooch Tim Dog's in there about 5 different shows, man. But
he does that TXR one that's pretty good too.
Yeah, shout out to Southbound and those guys. Ran. That's why I know Southbound ran and fucking Tim Dog.
Southbound.
But
Warrior does that one too.
Oh, Warrior just hit me in my inbox too. For my playing the division. But anyway, thank you guys for rocking out with us, and I'm about to go cheat on my wife. I'm out of here, seriously. Bang bang.
Bang bang.